am.
What?
Yeah, that's what it told me. I'm just telling you what it was telling me.
Oh
But
no,
I
that's
did.
horrible.
What?
Yeah, that's what it was telling me. I was like, well, I don't know.
Aw.
You should have it already.
No, it's just one.
I do. Thank you.
Well,
I'm moving it to saving so it's safe.
Sandy, you want
Those what are they called? Cocoa cats or something? They're from.
There's only one cat here.
They're amazing.
Yeah, that's I haven't sent the other one yet. I'm trying. Give me a second.
Okay, I
I'm doing
didn't know.
16 things at once.
I thought you said you were going to send a perm and a picture of your cat, so I was just.
Okay, and there's the little perm. So when I first got Silas, his hair was like wavy like that, especially on his belly.
Okay.
And so I was thinking he was a little perm, and then I came across at the vet. She's like, "No, this is a forest cat," and then we determined it was a Siberian forest cat. So that's Silas. He was 4 feet. He was over 4 feet long.
Big cat.
You see that chunkiness to his hair, though. You see, like the that was more curly, wavy.
Oh, the cat very much the same, all the same colours. Yeah.
Is it like a coon cat? You say?
What? What's
Is
the
like
matter?
a coon cat really big?
Yeah, he was a Siberian forest cat.
They're like a miniature snow tiger, right? You know,
4 feet long.
Yeah, like when I had his feet on the ground, and when I put my hands under his arms right there,
Yeah.
and hold him up like he was standing.
Yeah.
He was over 4 feet tall.
Oh wow.
His tail was 2.5 feet long.
Wow.
He had a huge tail, like a big puffy plume, like
You
that
don't
orange cat. Go back to the orange cat.
You don't want
So
to
that
put
puts
him in
him
a
over
room full of
6
rocking
feet then,
chairs.
right? With his
Eh?
tail to his nose.
Yeah.
That one's definitely from Ireland, you know.
Well, no, because when you stand him up, his tail's touching the ground.
It's a ginger.
Yeah, my little boy was huge.
Is it true that there are
We got one
no?
like that. We call him Sergeant Striper.
Is it true there's no female ginger cats? They're only male ginger cats. That's what I got told.
Jared's here. He's like, I hear cat talk. It's like a cat. It's like a cat signal.
Oh.
And how would that work, Ken? How do you think that would?
I don't get it, but that's what I've been told. There's no such thing as a ginger
False
female.
information.
Yeah.
How would the male cats be born?
Guys,
I haven't actually researched it.
They glitched in. Yeah, they just glitched in.
Guys, I got to do the thank you for FE Nation.
Yes, you do.
Thank you, FE Nation.
Thank you, FE Nation.
Oh, you most certainly welcome.
Anyone in the chat know?
Okay, thank you so much, FE Nation.
Oh, Bomber says most gingers are male. Yeah, thanks, Effie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
You can ask.
I had a male ginger. Yep.
Yeah.
I have to edit the ticker.
Boston
I didn't
Ray
put
about
pushing
me.
in here
I'm
either.
good.
I had brother cats. One was ginger, then was a normal black or gray tabby cat. You know, normal.
Some of my best friends have been gingers.
You mean rangers?
The mind is back, but I can't get to him right this second. Give me 1 second. I'm
using
updating the
Aussie
ticker. I'm in the middle of updating the ticker. I'm sorry.
A lot of gingers end up giants, so you don't pick on them when they're younger.
Oh, Ken doesn't like the word wrangle.
Calicos, that's the one. Yeah. Oh, they're amazing cats. Calicos.
The calicos are the ones that die early.
They hiss a lot, you
for some reason.
All right,
ones that
guys, the
die
mind
early
is
get the
back.
bad feeling.
I have to switch my earpiece because I am about to die. The thing
Oh
is
no,
going.
no.
You
Stay
can't say
alive.
it on Facebook.
I
You
got to
can't.
switch my earbuds, so you guys keep
You're not
talking. I'll
about
be
to
back.
die. Your equipment is, or the
Stay
different.
Correct.
gold, Sandy girl.
Correct.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that on YouTube.
That's true. And Noel's back.
Okay, I wanted to jump in here and say there is also another mandanimal that I've noticed just came into my awareness, and it's called
I
a
know.
thre-
Noel,
it's called
someone's talking, sweetie.
it's fine. She's fine. It's
Yeah.
called a thrasher shark.
Thrasher
I've
shark.
heard of those thrasher sharks.
I've
Yeah.
covered them. The ones with the weird teeth.
No, it has a tail. It has a weird tail because seems to be the theme of this thing. It has a weird tail, and this shark will use its tail like a whip to knock out fish and then eat the fish.
Gotcha. David, I'm adding David to the stage. Welcome, David. I
Hey,
I
guys.
have to walk away. I'm sorry. My earbuds are going to die. I'll be right back.
More people here?
You guys. Okay, the
Hey,
studio
David.
is full. I am getting a message that the studio is full. Hold on.
welcome back
1, 2,
again,
3,
Dave.
8, 9, 10. We are full right now, guys.
So you guys are talking about cats, right?
Yeah.
I live in New Jersey, and we don't really we don't really have mountain lions or anything like that, any wild cats.
Guys, hold
Um,
on 1 second. I have to interrupt again. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Super, I need someone to step down. I think LJ's trying to get back and she can't.
Go ahead. I'm going to step down and make room.
I
All
can
right,
step
thank you,
down if
Mr.
you want me
Super. I
to.
appreciate it.
Thanks for the donation, Effie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good on
And
Thank
is
you.
that
you.
Ken
Same
Rotman?
story.
Yeah.
That is Ken.
That's me.
Hey, Ken.
And we have
Sorry, I didn't get a
David
chance to
here.
talk to
David
you.
is new.
All
Yeah,
right.
good to
I'm
see
see you.
I'm very interested to hear what David has to say.
yeah, so
All right.
I live in New Jersey. There's no cats here. We don't have any wild cats, no pumas, bobcats, whatever. There's a state park right on the border called Pullman State Park. You guys can look this up if you want. There was a cop and his son riding this bike trail. They see 3 or 4 German shepherds in the woods. Turns out that they were cats. They call the cops. Cops show up, right? They find 3 of these 4 large black cats that they were looking for. They were pumas in the woods in upstate New York. They don't know where they come from, blah blah blah. Turns out, right? You know, like all these like rich people have exotic animals.
Yeah. Yeah, they like to. Yeah.
These cats got out. These cats got out, and he didn't tell anyone because he didn't want anyone knowing that it's wild cats. So now they're roaming the parks of like New York. Now they've reproduced.
In Australia, there's been so many black cat sightings up in the mountains and that all over Australia, and it's because of these circuses and the Black Panther would get out and that'd escape.
That's all it is. It's not like some mystery. Some jerk had exotic pets. He let him out, didn't tell anyone because he wasn't supposed to have them.
Yeah.
And
And they managed to survive for generations, you know. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what's going on where I live. There are these black pumas now in our state forest up here, and it's like, oh no, man.
Oh, you want to go up and cuddle one, don't you, and do a selfie, you know, see what happens.
It would be awesome. Like New Jersey's terrible. I would love to. I would be okay if we had guns or something, but like they don't even allow you to carry guns in the parks. It's like
Wait, I have to ask, what county, what part of New Jersey?
so Bergen County, on the border of Bergen County. It's called Pullman State Park in New York. It's right on the border up there, right off of like 9W, Route 9.
Gotcha. No, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Camden County, and in Philadelphia, there's big cats here now too that I never coyotes and in Philadelphia. Like
No,
never.
I know. That's what I'm saying is like this is like all over the United States, and it's because of some jerk that had like an exotic pet,
Yeah.
and you know, it's like that's why they don't want you having these things.
Unless you have a
They-
license and
people
a
shouldn't
permit
have
and
them
all that.
animals. I'm
So
totally
what does it
against
mate
it.
with?
All right, guys.
A
I will be
domestic
right back
cat?
for this disconnect. You guys keep
There were
talking.
4 of them that got loose. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're screwing
So
each
they
other.
hung out together then.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm the
tigers
same
too.
when I see a cockatoo or a kangaroo over in America somewhere or some other Western country.
That would be fucking
They
hilarious.
should not be there. You know, it's
I'd love to see a kangaroo
Same
walking
as-
down the road.
snow
Florida,
dogs.
Florida,
Snow dogs in Australia, they get that hot in summer. It's wrong. You know, the
Yeah.
Alamoos and
Florida,
huskies.
Florida is a perfect climate for all those like jungle creatures, and they
Oh,
live
yeah.
there. They have pumas in Florida. They have monkeys in Florida.
Yeah.
Up in Ocala, they have monkeys in the forest. Someone let them loose.
They got panthers running around.
Yeah.
Because of the hot climate, they can handle it better. But yeah,
Oh yeah, they can handle everything.
Mm, mm.
I just wait till the day happens when a kangaroo is spotted in Florida.
I
I'm
just
sorry, I'm thinking-
animals caged up. I've always
Everything
hated.
else is spotted in Florida, from the
When
skunk
I
ape.
used to see circus, I
Yeah.
used to think it was evil seeing those
You know,
elephants. And
It would actually be funnier if the kangaroo was spotted in Western Canada.
Well, doesn't Australia have a problem with like camels and donkeys or something like that?
no. Yeah, we got camels roaming the outback, but they're not bothering anyone. You know.
Well, because there's a guy on YouTube, right? And he has a really cool channel, and all he does is go out and shoot camels. He goes out there and they shoot these camels. They don't hunt them; they're just killing them. And he said there's such a nuisance out there.
You're making out that's the Green Party in Australia. They got people out shooting koalas from helicopters lately, culling them and Brumby horses. You know, it's insane. Anyway, thank God this Green Party's starting to lose the. Everyone thinks it's all about saving the environment. The absolute opposite, just like PETA pretends to save animals and they euthanize every 97% of the dogs or cats they rescue.
Oh yeah, PETA is a joke. They're not good at all. Do not support PETA.
I watched a documentary on it the other day. Oh God, I was angry.
It's kind of like the St. John's River in Florida, right? It's right against the coastline. Now we're living on a ball, but St. John's River runs north. So how's water flowing up the side of a ball?
How the hell do you live on a ball?
And then as we was traveling up the St. John's River, going north up the ball. I don't know, see how that works. But you could see in the tops of the palm trees monkeys.
Wow.
We came across this section and there was sitting at the tops of the palm trees.
Where are you?
It's 20, 30 monkeys.
What?
Sitting at the tops of the palm trees.
It's like
St.
Planet of
John's
the Apes
River.
is starting.
Yeah, they got a real problem with
these are
invasive
facts.
species in Florida. Yeah. Also,
Yeah, my
don't they bomb? Doesn't the
uncle used to
military
be
bomb this
a
park?
snowbird. He used to be a snowbird, so he had a trailer down in Florida, and in their trailer park there was a big pond with an island, and the whole island was all monkeys, and he had pictures and videos of all these monkeys that just lived on this island in his trailer park.
Wow.
Dave,
that would have been cool.
Where are you right now, David?
I'm in my car drinking Dunkin' Donuts.
I see that you're in your car. I'm looking at the daylight in the background. Where are you? Where it's so bright?
I just said New Jersey.
Well, yeah, I know.
So is it morning there, David?
Yeah, it's 5:23.
Oh, it's
bright
7:23 p.m. on a what day is it? Sunday. Yeah.
Well, I just got confused because I didn't think it'd be that bright for 5:30 in the morning.
No, we got short days here. 4:30 it starts to get dark now.
Oh yeah, not like I didn't hear you or wasn't listening. I was, but it just confused me when I seen your daylight there. Like it didn't seem like 5:30 in the morning to me. That's all.
You've got a crazy time zone in America. There's like how many
It's
Damn, it is
2:30.
5:20.
It's 2:25 or whatever
23?
for me. So
God have
and
mercy.
China has one time zone.
yeah, they work it out, right?
I don't know how it works, but it must work. Yeah.
No, that's all. That just confused me because it just seemed too bright for morning. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that.
I wasn't the only one thinking that.
No, I was thinking that too, Splat. I was going, wow, it's like morning there. I thought it was the
Somebody
middle of
says
the night.
from Jersey. I worked up the time, and that's only 5:30. It shouldn't be that bright, like, or is it? Or is it? No, don't say that. We're gonna end. What is that restaurant?
Hey, I want to thank everybody for letting me on. I didn't realize it was 5:30 in the freaking morning.
Yeah. Oh, is that what time?
Hey, but right here, this is Jupiter
That's
on the
Jupiter.
left.
Okay.
Oh,
You
wow.
see right here,
Yeah, I see that.
and the moon. This is 400 million miles away.
Oh, sure it is. Oh,
This
yeah.
is 230, right next to each other, right?
And we have supervision.
This is one of my pictures. Y'all should check my
Yeah.
stuff out more. But anyway, Sandy, I appreciate you having me on here. I want to say thank you to the panel and everything, everybody in the chat.
Oh,
I
you're
appreciate y'all having me on, saying
back
my
any-
little piece.
Come back whenever you want. You're a good guest.
So, but everything is close. Earth is flat.
Yep.
Rivers don't run up mountains.
That's right.
If it does, you better run. That's all I
And
got.
when you're on the moon, the Earth wouldn't be tiny like the moon
Yeah.
is.
Exactly.
Right,
If you're
yeah.
on the moon, the Earth would be the whole sky. It wouldn't be
Oh,
all-
it'd be the whole
And-
skyline. Yeah.
Right. And the moon gets its light from the sun. That's the way it works. Shadows tell me so. That's the way it works if you look at it. So,
well.
anyway, much love, everyone.
Anyway,
Thanks.
Excellent.
I agree
Peace
with almost everything you
peace
said
and-
except for that part.
Except for the moon part getting us. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Can
well,
you guys hear me?
if you can show me a light
Yeah.
that the moon is producing its own light, which I don't think you can provide any evidence for. You cannot provide any evidence because shadows determine that.
I don't know. I'll find some for you.
Okay, well, hey, check it out. Look at my comment on one of my videos. One of the videos I just put out. Show me that video where the moon does not have shadows other than a full moon. You cannot show me that.
Yeah, I used to look at the moon with a telescope and I'd see all this weird shit there, but
Yeah, it's shadows because the sun's shining on it because they're very close together.
all I know is the moon's yellow now and the sun is white, and it used to be the opposite.
Well, it depends on where it's located. I mean, if it's on the horizon, it's because you got all the dense atmospheric condition that's going on. And if it's above you, and because of the freaking what they're doing, they're doing, the spray,
Oh yeah.
The bug
spray
juice.
thing. So
I started
and
doing
because they're doing that because they're hiding something.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, they're trying
I
to kill us.
started a channel 17 years ago, and that's what I was covered was that stuff, and yeah, they even target you for
I think they're
that.
trying to slowly wipe us out, like bugs. They're spraying us.
There's a reason why, and it happens every couple hundred years.
Yeah.
So and in different ways.
Reset.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so
it says it
popular.
won't happen by flood this time, and next time it'll be by fire, right? Revelation.
Or did that happen already?
6:13, right? Says the stars and everything fall from everything's going to fall
Look at
from
the
the sky.
the meltation stuff. That's
They're pre-warning. They already know what the effect is every time.
All the Tartarian stuff, all the melted stuff. I mean, I think that might have happened already.
Yeah, everything is. They tell you what, and the
Okay.
next time it'll be different.
Yeah,
But
I think
everything
we've already
is
burned
a
up. We're on to the third
timeline.
one. We're the short
They
They
season.
want you
already
to
know what's
forget
going to
history
happen.
so you don't learn from it. You know. Yeah.
Hey
Right.
guys, I do want to talk to David because I know he's on his way to work and he's
He's
new to the
driving now.
Mandela Effect.
Oh, cool.
Hmm.
All right, but I'm out of
David.
here. Thank y'all very much. Sorry, Sandy.
See
It's
Peace and
okay,
chicken
FB
grease,
Nation.
everyone. Thank
I just
you.
want to thank you for so much. You don't have to leave.
Well, it's 5:30 and I've got
He's got-
things I got to do.
Oh, all right. I
It's
understand.
only 2:30.
Well,
Not
maybe
for
for
us.
you.
I know.
Not for
California
us. It's
I'll have
time.
to pull
5:30.
that.
Time is an illusion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. I get about 4 hours of sleep a day anyway, so it
Well,
don't
Ken,
matter.
you stole Jackie's line.
Well, thank you for being on here,
Oh.
FB Nation. Thank you for sharing your videos, guys. It's in the chat, but if you want to post your video again, so that they can go
I'll,
see it before you leave, that'd be good.
I'll post
And also,
something
thank
else.
you again for the That's fine, or just push your channel. But thank you again for helping out the channel. I appreciate it.
Where is it?
Oh,
in the
you're most
chat?
certainly
Don't see it.
welcome, girl. Not a problem. You can ask Boston Ray about me. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you too. I know you.
All right, cool. All right, peace and
All right.
chicken grease.
I know,
Keep
Ray.
it flat.
Have a
FB
great
Nation out.
day, FE Nation. Thank you.
All right, bye.
See you, FD.
Are you gonna put his thing in the chat again?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you wanted to put his link in the chat for those who want to subscribe, I don't want to get kicked out again.
Oh,
I can do it.
So
Thank
David's
you.
giving us a tour. We should.
Thank you, Everjosh. 1 second. I am going to.
I don't
Okay,
see it.
so listen. I do know David's on his way to work, so he doesn't have much time to talk.
No.
I'm not on my
David.
way to work. It's Sunday. I just got coffee and I saw you guys were live. So,
Oh, okay. You're not going to work today. That's
Well,
good.
it's Sunday. That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not. Well, I'm not even thinking about that because people work at all times anymore.
yeah.
That's true.
it's getting to the end of Sunday here.
There's no crime on Sundays.
Yes. So, David, did you have any specific questions? Because I know you were saying you were just starting to look into the Mandela effect, things like that. Is there anything that I can answer? Any questions you have?
Well, no, I'm just kind of thinking like this, right? Remember we were talking about how people lie to us and
Yes.
people maybe troll a little bit. It's like the cats that got loose. They think it's like some mysterious thing, like some cryptid, whatever. It was just some jerk with a lot of money who had exotic pets, and he just didn't want to tell anyone. He didn't want to get in trouble. But like, do you think that there's a possibility that because of social media, that we're all being trolled about this Mandela effect? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like people have been telling me that I've been wrong about a lot of issues for a long time, and like Alex Jones, right? 90% of the stuff the guy was talking about was true, and people were saying, "Oh no, we're fact checking him. He's full of garbage." The person who was putting tape over their monitors in the 90s, their computer monitors, they were lunatics.
Smart.
It turns out that they were right. And maybe it's just a bunch of people out there playing a joke on you, saying, "No, you're just an idiot. Maybe you're crazy."
See, I don't think that's a possibility for that. And the reason being is we're going by our memories.
Yeah.
Our memories are different from how things are. I mean, of course there could be some, but like people have vivid memories of learning in school that we live under a yellow star. The sun is yellow. That's a yellow star, but now it's always been a white star. Even stupid stuff like there's no way on this planet you will ever convince me that it's always been Sex and the City. My parents had like this giant.
Was for me. No.
I know. My parents have this giant, like every DVD, like every episode of every season collection. It's like 3 inches thick. It's like it's got like polycarbonate on the outside. and has every DVD or maybe Blu-ray. I'm not sure. I think it's DVD though. And they had that. They watched it every time it was on. They'd sit in the kitchen. It was always Sex in the City. I remember that polycarbonate thing
I do
saying
too,
Sex
Sandy.
in the City, and now
Hey
it's always
Sandy,
been
when it
ad.
was when it was
So
Oh,
Sex
what
in
yeah,
the
is it
City,
now? Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
I
And
remember in. It's always been and.
I was in a
no,
thrift shop
it
the
was
other
in
day,
the
and
other.
they had a box set of Sex, and I go, oh, well, this is an old box set, and it said Sex and the City. I go, no, it wasn't that. And this was like an old box set, you know. It's like, no,
What
Yeah,
about the Dash and
it
the
was
Kit Kat?
in
and then
Sex and the City. It's like two different
It's a
characters. Whereas
flip
Sex,
flop.
anyway.
yes,
Sandy, you gotta
Jackie. Wait, like
experience the flip flop. You gotta experience it. You haven't experienced it yet.
okay,
Um,
it was
yeah.
always in for me, and it's been and
Yep.
since that Mandela
No,
effect
it
was
hasn't,
discovered.
Sandy. It hasn't. I saw it. It was in for months. I
Okay,
was in the.
Jackie,
I thought I was
Jackie,
misremembering.
Jackie.
Oh,
I'm just trying to explain something to David who doesn't understand. That's
Yeah,
going an
basic.
extra step further deeper that we don't need to involve him in yet. I don't want to confuse him.
Okay, how about the Dash and the Kit Kat?
No, so I get it, right? I get it. I'm just, I've made mistakes like this before, you know? It just seems like an easy thing to maybe mispronounce or.
No.
No, I think the trolling is actually them telling us that we're misremembering. That's the trolling.
Yeah.
Just like they were saying Alex Jones is wrong. They're saying, oh, you're just misremembering.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
grew up with the
true.
Dash and the Kit Kat
But
bar.
no, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
David, do you remember the phone number of the house you grew up in? Like
Yeah.
when you were a kid?
Yep.
You know the number, right?
Yeah.
So why would you know that, but not a TV series that you've seen over and over again, or the lyrics of a song that you sang all of your life?
Because you could do it wrong, you could say it wrong, you could misinterpret it wrong, and it wouldn't affect you. If you put in the wrong phone number, you would, I mean, which you probably have before, someone else would pick up. You know what I mean?
No, I mean like if you were to tell somebody your phone number, like you knew, like I'm going to tell you because it doesn't matter. It's not my phone number anymore. Don't call this number, people, because it's probably somebody's number now. But
675-309?
growing up, my phone number was 609-858-0728. Like I know it off the top of my head. It's there. It's permanent memory, just like the lyrics to my favorite songs. But the lyrics to my favorite songs, one specific part, nothing else, but one specific part is different, and that makes no sense.
Well, that's like,
Like for
I
example,
brought that up though. I brought that up about the One Winged Dove song. It had that never existed. I was just an idiot. I was just singing it differently. I was just singing it like, you know, and I guess
no,
it was
that
so
can happen
embarrassing.
too.
People forgot. People didn't want to correct me.
No, I
I don't.
understand that. I'm not saying that can't happen where you just remember lyrics wrong or you heard them wrong because the singer isn't clear or something like that.
Yeah.
But like for example, Queen, that's a well-known one. Everyone
Yeah.
remembers the song ending with "of the world," and it
Yeah.
doesn't anymore except for one specific. You must have had this version of the album to hear it that way, which no one had. Not no one, but you know, I mean, most people didn't have that version, and they didn't play it on the radio, that version. But everybody remembers the song ending with "of the world," and it never has. Like a famous clip is what's that guy? Guys, help me! The talk show where he has people in the car and they're singing along.
Wayne's
Anybody?
World.
The talk show guy,
Oh, I know. What you're talking about. I
Howard
can't
James
think of it
Stern.
right now.
Corden. His name's James Corden. So he does a thing where he takes celebrities in a car and they sing along with the song, and they all sang "of the world" and then were confused that it wasn't in the song. Everybody remembers "of the world" at the end, but it's never been there.
Like
Well,
C3PO had two gold legs. I mean, I've got video evidence of it from an old.
Have you ever
box
had Folgers coffee?
Guys, too much at once.
Well,
Too much at once.
okay. So
We're
how
throwing all
about
different
this?
things out.
How about this? There's. I remember during the whole pandemic, There was a humongous argument. Who was doing it wrong? People were considered terrorists. They were, they were uneducated.
Wait, watch what you say, because we can get. Actually, I was going to ask you. You should know, because you cover political stuff. Certain words get you in trouble and certain don't. That word doesn't get you in trouble anymore?
No.
Okay.
The only word that will get you in trouble, and you got to say it like over and over and over again, is the N word. Gender specific.
No, you can get in trouble for the R word.
No, I never got in trouble for it, and I say it all the time.
The R word?
Again, I don't. I'm not telling you what to do.
You
There's
do
no
in
way I would tell you.
Australia, if you say the V word, you're in trouble, or the J word.
Well, Ken, you have different rules because you're in Australia.
Yeah.
They actually apply different rules to you because you're in a different country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got these new anti-Semitic laws that are insane.
Well, I tested it out. I swear to God, I tested it out, and the only thing that got me a strike was the N word. I had to say it like 50 times,
Oh my
like
God.
in a row, for them to even pick it up and report my channel or whatever they were doing. Trust me, people report my channel all the time. But I would never ever tell you to do that. And you're probably right. It's just that it's never happened to me.
Okay.
But
what about Ye's new song? It's like that guy can't be cancelled. It's crazy. That N-word song.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say though is that during that whole thing, I remember YouTube putting out videos, specific videos. I recorded them, and I play them back now. I can't find the videos on YouTube. It's like they don't exist. YouTube put them out. The CDC put them out, and now they don't exist. And I asked people, do you remember that?
That happened to me this week. I watched this documentary by Louis Thorax, The Settlers, and watched the whole show this week. It's not on YouTube anymore.
Okay, but wait, they could be deleting them, making them private or unlisted.
I understand this was the CDC though releasing this, and I understand they could take them down. They could do it. I get it, but the internet is forever. That's what they tell us. I don't know if that's true, and I'm telling you right now, I've definitely seen stuff just disappear. Can't find it anymore. As hard as I try.
Okay, so you did look in the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, I've tried to find these things because I wanted to do like like I got you. You guys are idiots, blah blah blah. And I tried to get these clips. I need them, and I couldn't find them. I only have the ones that I recorded.
I do
The 9/11 stuff is another thing. Try finding the original 9/11 clips. You can't do it. It's normally like a collage that someone put together maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's really bizarre. Yeah. I specifically remember. I'm right next to Manhattan. I remember on 9/11 them telling us, and I mean the news and the police and everyone, that they found bombs in the Lincoln Tunnel.
He's frozen.
The George Washington Bridge. They found something on a ferry. But remember that.
He's in a bad area because he's driving.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
We can. Yeah. It's like your screen is pixelated now, and you keep cutting in and out. But we're following you. Keep going.
Yeah, so I just remember specific things about 9/11, things that were said on that day. I was 21 years old. I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't whatever. I was working, I just remember this stuff being said, and I ask people, and they say, that never happened. Like, what?
Yes, I've experienced that as well. That's the thing. Like, I'm sorry. You will find people here that probably remember those things too. Like, I do remember something, not that specifically, where they found things. I don't remember anything on a ferry. But like I said, I think our memories are stronger than they they're trolling us. They are telling us, no, your memories are wrong. Don't pay attention to them.
Well,
It
Just
I
remember.
remember that. I remember that week. You know, I was in Australia. Just got cable. I watched it live all night. You know, 24/7. And there was a story come out that there was gas leaked on the plane, on one of the planes, and they had a recording of all the passengers going, "Oh, we're dying," and then that just vanished. It was never mentioned again. It was like, what the hell was that? You know, like,
I do remember a recording of the passengers before the ones that were going to stop, the one that landed in PA, right?
that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
on
what I
this
remember.
plane trip, they were saying they were being gassed. Gas was coming into the plane,
I don't
and
remember
then
that.
that story
I don't
went
remember
away.
that either.
Do you remember that, Splatter?
No, I don't remember that. I just remember, I do remember a plane conversation, everybody on the plane like freaking out and stuff, but not saying there was gas or something.
Yeah, I do remember it. And
Sorry.
that went away real quick, and that freaked
But I
me
think
out.
that
I was
just,
going, wow,
it was
what
all
was
just,
that?
I think it was all just made up recording they made on their own just to make people believe that airplanes were hitting stuff when they were actually
It was like, hang on, we can't go with that one. We're going to do another story. You know, box
Well,
got it.
that's another question I want to ask David. David, I covered this last week. Do you recall there being a similar type of plane crash in New York City before 9/11?
I remember there was yes, I remember something had hit a building. It was a propeller plane. I
That's what everybody keeps
specifically
saying.
remember.
Everyone keeps saying a propeller plane, and that's not.
well,
I
it's
think
a propeller plane, but it had two big engines on it. It was a bomber, yeah.
Yeah, so a bomber hit the Empire State Building, 2 floors. The whole thing was on fire.
That's on
An
Facebook now,
engine
Sandy.
went through the building to the building, went across the street, and destroyed the penthouse of the next building over.
Yep.
And I have no memory of this. It was a bomber plane. It was not a propeller, but a lot of people remember a small propeller aircraft.
I specifically remember
What
the
year
propeller
was that
plane.
thing?
It was,
No,
Where
it
was
was
that?
yeah, there's
And they don't
pictures.
I
remember
think that
there
was in
being
like
that much
the. I
damage.
think that was in the 90s. Yeah.
This was in
So
19. This
I
was in
this is what I
45.
remember. Do you remember the big news story right before 9/11?
No, what I'm describing happened in 1945.
Oh, right.
No, there was something else that happened in the 90s with the propeller plane hitting those buildings.
That might
But
be
I don't
a
remember.
different.
I don't know. Yeah.
That might be a different. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah,
That
it's
might
on
be a
Facebook
different
now.
event.
Yeah.
The one we're talking about, Sadie, is now hit Facebook. I seen it on there yesterday.
The 1945 one.
Yes,
Get out of here.
it's on Facebook now. I seen it the
You
other
may
day.
not remember the antenna. Maybe
I was gonna
show
show
him
it
what
to
the
you.
buildings look like now. Maybe he doesn't remember the antenna.
So look. Do you remember the big news story right before 9/11? Do you remember what everyone in the United States was talking about? Like I'm talking the day before, the weeks before. I think it was like a month before, and it was happening every day along the coast of the United States, and they were seeing them everywhere.
No, I don't.
Sandy,
You
just
don't remember,
pull
you
up
don't
the
remember the shark
antenna.
attacks? There were people getting like eaten by
Doesn't have
sharks
our
all over the United
antenna.
States. No?
No, actually, I remember jellyfish. I do remember that there not shark attacks all over the U.S., but I did hear about one.
No, there was multiple shark attacks from Florida, California, the Gulf. Like they even saw them up in New York, and they were saying like, "Oh, we don't know why these sharks are appearing out of nowhere." And then all of a sudden, boom! It was really weird. And then all of a sudden, boom! 9/11 happened. But people were getting eaten all over the United States by sharks.
Yeah,
That's what I remember.
happening
Yeah,
here
not
in
only that, they're
Australia.
calling it the summer of the shark.
Yeah.
Oh, last summer we had like 9 people get killed by sharks, and how many?
But we don't
injured.
get them up here, Ken.
Um,
There's not normally sharks up here. We have to worry about
Yeah,
jellyfish.
no, it's more than average attacks.
Yeah, the
lately,
water's
I've
too cold.
noticed.
The water's too cold up here in the north.
Yeah, they come down here to warm up a bit.
I've seen sharks outside Wildwood, New Jersey, for sure. I
But
saw
you
sharks.
can go up to a white pointer and pat it and rub it under the chin, and they can be friendly.
Sandy, I just sent you something else. This is like bizarre. On Facebook, they're calling the Statue of Liberty Lucifer.
Yeah, that's what I said it was.
I know, but
Where?
they're saying it now too.
It's Elvis. Statue of Liberty.
On Facebook, I sent you a thing of it.
Why don't you show it?
Oh, I guess I could.
I think
I
LJ's
sent one to
backstage.
you, though.
No, LJ's not backstage. Come back, LJ.
I couldn't. I thought that was
She may have been
bizarre.
there when I wasn't here. I wasn't here for a little bit.
I was looking for the airplane one, but I found that.
Man, why don't you just show Chucky?
Because not everybody resonates with Chucky. That's why.
How can you not? How can you not?
Some people have never watched it, Jackie.
Oh, that's my friend.
Really, your
No, I'm
generation?
with you,
never watched-
Dave. I love that horror flock. You know,
David.
Man, who did Chucky?
No, I know. Like, for example, Jackie, in the United States, most people resonate with Uncle Sam.
Who the hell? Oh, the hat dude. Well, no,
So, David-
I think Chucky is better. I think Chucky has changed so drastically. Like,
Jackie, that's
there's
for
no
you,
way.
though. Not everyone. My mom would have no idea who Chucky is. No
Why?
idea. I'm
Who
not.
the hell's Chucky? The doll?
Yeah, she's talking about the
The
doll.
murder doll? Chucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look, bro. Have a look.
Child's
He looks
play.
like a girl and
He's
he's
driving. He can't look at anything. He's driving.
Child's
Give me a
looks like a
break,
young
yeah.
girl.
We're talking child's play here.
So
Whatever-
wait,
whatever-
like I was saying, David, Uncle Sam, are you familiar with that Mandela effect?
No, what is the whole Uncle Sam?
What color is his hat? What color do you remember?
So I'm an artist, right? And if I was to depict Uncle Sam, he'd be wearing like a red, white, and blue, flag motif.
Okay.
That would be his outfit.
That is what we.
Oh, Chucky's gonna.
That's what we remember.
But-
Go on.
But I don't know what the original one looked like. I don't know how they dressed them.
Okay, so here's the thing. Every time I ever saw the Uncle Sam depicted,
Yeah.
like in like especially the "I Want You" poster,
Yeah.
he had the red, white, and blue hat like you just described. For me, but the thing is, it's always been just a plain white hat with blue stars. The stripes are gone. There's no stripes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I don't know how many accurate versions we've seen, like the original. You know what I mean? Like,
So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
There's
the
probably
original.
been
I'm
a
talking
few
about the "I Want You" poster.
Mhm.
Like when I think of Uncle Sam in history, I think the "I Want You" poster. And the "I Want You" poster, he has no stripes.
Yeah, I think it's changed from different artist ads and
Yeah, they do
Yeah,
have
that's-
different artists. He's got all different hats now.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that though. Like, that makes sense though. Like, people seeing different versions of it.
But who is Sam anyway? I don't know.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to explain to you. My memory is of the poster. The poster does not match my memory.
Yeah, no. If I was to draw him, that's how I would do it, with the exactly how you described it, with the stripes and whatever. Yeah. But
And that's why I'm just trying to explain that, like, when they say we're misremembering, they're going up against our memories. And there's no way, like, when I saw that white hat, it literally like made my stomach turn, because I know my memory is correct. He had stripes on his hat, and now there are none. And there's no other way to explain that unless there's another poster. But there isn't. The original poster has always had just a plain white hat with the stars, no stripes.
so
And that's what I'm trying to say. That they're trying to tell me that my memory is wrong.
Well, here's
Yeah,
a good
I'm
one.
doing it.
Here's a really good one. The first American flag.
Mhm.
Like, people think it's that snake, "Don't tread on me," right? Like, they think that was the original one. It was actually a tree, a pine tree.
A pine
I never heard of
tree?
this before. Yeah, go look this up. The first flag that was ever used by the settlers, or the colonists, was not the snake. It was a tree. It was a pine tree.
Okay, so not the official U.S. flag. The official U.S. flag is the Betsy Ross. So
Right.
colonists.
Right. So the colonialists had a flag, or had multiple flags, but the one that they were going to go with was this pine tree. I'd never seen this flag before, ever in my life. They never taught us about this in school. I never saw it. I might have seen the snake thing, "Don't tread on me," or there might have been a cannon one, but like I do not remember the tree.
I don't either, and I found an appeal to heaven. It says
Yeah.
a flag with a pine tree on it, a
It's
red
not
flag
goodbye
with
to me.
Noelle.
Who are you calling?
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's not her.
It's not her. Who's making a call?
No, she's me.
Is it David?
I don't know. Who's making a call?
Oh.
Yeah.
Calling someone at 5 a.m. Hmm.
The record high is 91
Someone
degrees,
in
which
America.
was in 1900. Yesterday's low temperature of 60 degrees occurred
Yeah,
at
I feel
11:59
dehydrated.
p.m.
It's not Noel.
It's LJ. It's LJ. I muted LJ.
Oh, yeah.
I was going, guys. I may have muted you. I was going around muting everybody till I found it. So as I was saying, it says a flag with a pine tree on it. It was a red flag with a cross of St. George in the canton with a green pine tree in the first quarter. Was used in New England as early as 1704 and may have flown at Bunker Hill in 1775. It also appeared having a white field with the motto "An appeal to heaven" above the pine tree.
Have you ever seen that before? I've never seen that.
I have never seen it.
Isn't that weird? And like now it's like everyone's throwing it at you like, "Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that? I've never seen that before." Appeal
Especially
to
since there's
heaven.
two versions.
You would think you would remember that if there was a flag with the logo "Appeal to Heaven" on it. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually send pictures to Splatter to show. I have the original flag. It sold for $1,350. That doesn't make sense. There's two different versions, so there's actually three different versions, excuse me. So there's three versions of a flag that we've never seen before. That doesn't make sense.
Yep. And it's all over social media. You can find it, like it's always existed. I just never seen that.
I agree with you, and I've actually covered the U.S. flags before, so you'd think I would have seen it. There's even one. Is that in the White House? Oh my gosh, I can't.
So, Jackie says she's blind. I didn't know that. Jackie, are you blind? She says she's blind.
Oh,
Jackie is
I'm
not
being
blind.
sarcastic, bro.
Sorry, I
I'm
was
being
almost
sarcastic, bro.
wondering. No, you're not. Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Cool. So
Just
you got
joking.
me.
That would be
No.
very impressive if Jackie was blind and her
wow.
biggest Mandela is Chucky.
Oh, you would have been able to see any movies, Jackie.
That makes sense. Okay, Sandy, do you see what I'm showing?
No, because I'm sending you pictures. I'm a messenger.
I was
Of
on
the
mute.
flag.
I've been saying this for a little while now, but I was on mute and didn't know it.
As soon as I get back there, Splatter, I'm sorry. And welcome Jariah Carey to the 1500 Club.
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for these to load, guys, we are raising money. All the apps to do these shows are expiring. I don't have an income. I rely on your help to do this. If you guys want this type of show continuing instead of just the Mandela show,
We need donuts.
yeah, because otherwise we're going to be limited to 20 hours a month with StreamYard. All right, I just sent you the picture, Splatter. I'm coming back.
Okay, well, look at this first. before I
Wait,
show them.
Sandy.
1 second, Jackie.
You're
I
joking.
got
You
it.
don't really think that's my biggest well, there's multiple within, anyways.
Yeah,
As
it's
long as you
multiple. It's
don't,
just
as long as you don't know that's not. Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to say anything.
yeah.
Like,
I was being sarcastic because you just brought up Chucky.
Yeah.
It's okay.
now you can't tell. Yeah, so weird.
All right, so Splatter's showing what I just covered: the Empire State Building plane crash of 1945 that never existed in my past.
There's footage of
I
them cleaning
remember
up
it.
over here.
Bounced off it. Yeah.
This is actual footage of them cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it had no way of getting through it. No. Just bounced off it.
That might be the video that I showed in my presentation.
Oh, did you show a video?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, probably is then.
No, that's a different one.
I do
That's a
remember
different one.
something about this. Yeah. I was born in 1845, so
I just think it's weird that, essentially the same thing happened and no building fell.
A bigger airplane. This thing is
Yeah,
way bigger
exactly.
than the 767 too.
Correct.
Look at the mess it made in the wall here. I mean,
look, Jackie, I was blind once, and now I can see. Cause
you too?
yeah.
I was blind for 2 weeks.
No, I mean I found Jesus. Yeah.
No, I mean I was literally blind for 2 weeks. I watched the sunlight for like quite a while.
What's that
Trust me,
famous
Bomber,
song?
nobody wants that. No one wants that, Bomber. Nobody.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Sandy. There's some real weirdos out there. Let me tell you.
Well, anyway, I just thought you'd be interested
be
if you just mentioned that, and then all of a sudden here it is.
Hey, Pack Elf, how'd you find this channel? What the hell?
What?
Okay, so I did send you pictures, Splatter.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to show that because that was curious. You know what I mean?
Oh, because
Yeah,
I'm streaming.
Josh,
Oh,
I sent like 7 pictures to Splatter that covers like the gamut of them. Otherwise, I would put you on screen. But I'm just gonna go with the pictures I sent because there's all different types.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, Pack. I really
Oh, that's
I
a
watched-
white fairy.
I watched something on like possibly I guess debunking this Mandela effect, and the only thing that I really saw that kind of made sense was, do you guys remember Sarah Palin?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Alaska thing,
God.
Recovery of
the
Yeah.
Russia thing.
Yeah. So like that became like a for instance, like people were really, really believing that. People believe that she said that. Over, and if you ask, 99.9% of the people will say Sarah Palin said that.
Said what?
Yeah, they
Never
even
happened.
covered it on
What happened to Sarah
on
Palin?
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, so there was a comedian that used to play Sarah Palin on Saturday Night Live,
Right.
and she said it.
Said what?
I can see Russia from my house.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sarah Palin never ever said that.
No, Sarah. No, that's
How pale is she? She must be pretty pale. Does she live in a pail?
She was a politician.
That is the real question.
the wrong way.
I mean, my
No,
point is
Jackie,
that
she's beyond the pale.
No, I could have swore. No, I think you've been
I had a
misled.
podcaster mate who had the
So
hospital.
good.
I think you're being misled. Sarah Palin said that in my past. It was
So
a
these
big
are all
deal.
the flag styles for this that I've never
It was a
seen.
big deal that she said that. That's why.
Yeah, a tree's a good flag.
does anyone ever remember America being created by Europeans for Europeans?
No.
No, it was a whole new country, a whole new concept idea.
Yeah. So again, like they're trying to push this. I don't know if any of it's true, but again, like I mean, it's just people. I don't remember ever hearing that.
I've never heard that either.
I went through a couple times. Everybody's seen them all, pretty much. I think.
Was that before the Jews owned America, or what's going on?
You can't say that.
Oh, shit. Oh, I love the Jews.
No,
Yeah, be careful
Jews
what you
own
say.
nothing and are happy.
Hasidic, the Hasidic ones, they're the proper.
But you can't say that stuff. We can't talk about that stuff. Let's not talk about that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Jokingly serious.
all I'm saying is that I believe the debunkers, the mainstream media, because I mean, there's literally been news reports about the Mandela effect, like the local news talking about it because it's a trend online. They'll say it's mass misremembering, and when you get everybody from all angles trying to tell you you're wrong, you're misremembering, that to me says you should look more into it.
Especially when lots of people have the same missed memory, apparently.
The exact memory.
Yeah. Like the Kit Kat having a dash. I remember that specifically. Growing
Is
up,
David
always
still with
had a
us? Because
dash.
he's kind of frozen.
Yeah. I know, but it did.
No, I'm saying, is David still with us? He's frozen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, you just have a picture up now.
I'm just eating a muffin in my car before I go inside. The dogs will want it. It's a chocolate chip muffin, so I can't bring it in the house.
Aw.
Gotcha.
No, chocolate. That's like dogs or cats.
Yeah.
You must play it safe with chocolate. You must.
Yeah, that's the one thing you just don't give animals.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, most Mandela effects is our memory against what the current memory is. And most people have the current memory. But those of us that don't, we all seem to remember the same things. That's the weird part. And there's residue of what we remember.
Yeah.
And that's why like I said, they're never going to be able to tell me that Uncle Sam's hat was always white in that poster. They're never going to be able to tell me that Interview with the Vampire was always Interview with the Vampire, the Vampire Chronicles.
Yeah, I know.
Like, no way. When I saw that, and not only that, we remember Interview with a Vampire, and the A was written in blood, and it was bigger. And now it's the Vampire Chronicles, now it's Interview with the Vampire, the Vampire Chronicles on the original posters.
Really?
Yep. Like Sex in the City. That's how it was.
Yeah, it was Sex in the City.
That was the first one that people started to wake up to the Mandela effect.
And JFK, 4 people in the car. You know, that was my one.
Mm-hmm.
I researched that in the early 90s, you know.
Yeah, I know. That one really bugs me. I deny that color film altogether.
Yeah.
Well, now you know Lee Harvey Oswald is innocent.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah. That's
I always figured he was, but there he was. There's a picture of him outside the building when it happened. Like,
well, the news hit it all these years.
Yeah.
At the doorway, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear as day.
Ken Spite Fairy says hi from your channel. They came over here.
G'day, Puck Spite. Yeah, Spite Fairy goes under the name Puck Elf.
How the hell did Puck find you here?
Because I'm streaming on my channel right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing this on mine. Yeah.
Well, that's good. We'll get 3 extra viewers from your channel.
Yeah. You got.
So,
I think Puck subbed.
Hi, Ryan.
Puck lives in a caravan like me up the coast in New South Wales.
So, David.
Puck, but he's always in a weird mood whenever I get on, then he leaves.
David, what besides like events and like places, are you affected by any of the Mandela effects, like logos or anything related to pop culture?
Am I affected?
Yeah, like do you remember them differently than they are now?
Like,
yeah.
How about Folger's?
I remember a lot of things that I think might have been inaccurate. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not like, I'm blown away a little bit, but
You don't want to overwhelm.
I've been wrong before.
That's the thing. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
I've
I
been
don't
wrong
think you're
once or
wrong.
twice.
That's what I'm trying to get through to you. You're going by your memory, and I think you're discounting how well your memory actually works.
All right. Well, again, I'll say this: that when we talked about Mandela, this is where like I kind of don't remember any of this. I remember Nelson Mandela being this pillar of peace, this guy who was basically thrown in prison for protesting a society that was against him or something like that. That's what I remember. Then later on, you find out, right, that he was a terrorist. You find out that Albert Einstein married his cousin. I don't remember
twice.
What about Winnie Mandela? She was an evil person.
Well, they both were. They both were evil people. I don't remember that ever being true.
The Parfoid thing did not work. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, but my point is, I don't remember any of that. It might have just been taught to me wrong. They might have left a lot of things out.
Nelson dying, until when he did.
That could be, like I said, that could be historical spin. Like I was taught, Richard Nixon was horrible, and here it turns out he was probably railroaded.
Yeah, Bill Murray just came out and said that.
Yeah, he was
just like he was Trump 1.0.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. I was alive at those times. I remember.
Or JFK, if you're going to expose the moon landings, can't be possible.
He did that. He lied about the moon landing. Nixon was the one that did that.
Yeah, and JFK said, "We'll get a man on the moon before the end of the '60s," and then he probably realized you couldn't do that, and goes, "Hang on, we got to tell the people we can't get there."
But what I'm getting at is
JFK.
What I'm getting at is like historical stuff could very well be what we were taught, the spin that was put in our education system.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But then there's certain things like
like
quotes
the Fruit of the
from
Loom.
history. Yeah, Fruit of the Loom. That would be a good one. Yes. Like it always had a cornucopia. Always. Everyone remembers the cornucopia. Why? It's underwear. It's not like, a household thing. This is underwear. Why would everyone remember a cornucopia, which has nothing to do with a loom? I mean, yeah, fruit, but still.
People
Why
like to
would they
look at their
remember a
underwear,
cornucopia?
I remember this. Do you remember when Snapple came out?
Are we talking
Greatest stuff on earth, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
When Snapple came out, I remember there was this place, Goldberg's Bagels, and they were the first one to have it. And we were like, what the hell is the Snapple stuff? Snapple used to make soda. All right. I specifically remember this. Here's the thing. Back in the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of Fugazi stuff that people were getting. All right. And they might not have known about it. So right now we have a lot of Chinese imports that we can get that are exact replicas. Maybe we're all exposed, like maybe our parents were buying this like knockoff stuff and they just didn't know any better. They were probably paying full price for it, and someone might have been ripping us off. I don't know.
No, because again, like I said, that my parents didn't buy a knockoff full series set of Sex in the City, and then it became Sex and the City. Again, a physical item I held in my hand used to say Sex in the City. And now that physical item says Sex and the City. The same physical item.
Here's one that really matters and it's modern. Folgers coffee. How would you spell Folgers coffee?
Yeah, if I wanted sex, I'd go into the city, like in the old days.
Anyway. I was asking Dave, how do you spell Folgers coffee?
Okay, so I'm a dyslexic, but I think there was a D in it. I think there was a D in it.
There was, exactly. Now there's not. That's how it's still pronounced Folgers. Otherwise, it'd be Folgers.
I barely remember how to spell anything, and I remember
it did have a D. It did.
Try Splatter. He agrees with you, but he's also saying those are not the ones to ask him about because he's not very good with them.
Yeah, I'm just being completely honest, and
Right.
Well, I agree. Either am I. I'm dyslexic as well, but I mean, he got it though.
So wait, I was going to ask you. I was asking you about one when you had to drop out because of your boss.
Oh yeah.
The Christmas song. The
Oh
Have
yeah.
Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. You were just starting to answer, and then your boss came and you had to leave.
So I tried singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." I don't remember it. I remember the other.
You don't remember it. That's fine. But I'm going to tell you what I remember, and then I'm going to play for you what Bing Crosby sings. And then I want you to try to tell me how, it's like this. Because this is going by like the actual album, like the
Mhm.
vinyl album, okay?
Recorded
Give me
already.
1 second.
Years
I'm
ago.
going to send the link to him, to Splatter, to show it.
To me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to send you the one tile.
We're in Facebook?
I'm going to put the link in the private chat for you.
In the private chat. Okay.
Yeah.
David, were you on when I was talking about when I first came on talking about what happened to me this week about the phone numbers?
No, I was not.
Okay, now this is a personal one that just happened just to me, but this is the type of thing that can go on. I'm dealing with a real estate agent and a financial guy. So in my day timer, I had written down 3 separate phone numbers for the financial guy: his cell phone, his office phone, and his home phone. So the real estate lady was here with me, saw the 3 numbers written in my day timer, knew I had all 3, and we called him on the cell phone and we talked back and
Yeah.
forth. So then the next day, I looked at my day timer and there were only 2 phone numbers for him: an office phone number and a home phone number. No cell phone. So I felt very weird doing it, and I didn't explain why, but this real estate lady knows that I've had strokes, so I get confused about things. I figured she'd think it was something like that. So I called her and I said, well, I don't know what I did with so-and-so's cell phone number. So she gave it to me, but I felt so weird out. So I wrote down his cell phone number. So now I had 3 numbers again. I had his cell phone number, his home number, and his office number. And then I went to bed and I got up the next day and I still had his cell phone number and I still had his home number, but the office number had changed to the same number as the cell number. So now I had 2 numbers that were the same. And I had written all 3 the day before also onto the back of the Howard Hanna Real Estate card, and that had also changed to the cell phone and the office number being the same, which they were actually the cell phone number. So therefore I no longer had the office number and the home number being a separate one. And every time I look at it, even right now, that's how it stayed for the last few days. It hasn't really mattered to the things I'm trying to do. It hasn't really, and if I need that office number, I'll go get it again. Not from the real estate lady. That would be too weird. But I mean, so first handwriting just disappears out of my day timer. One phone number just disappears, and then I write it down again, and then one of them changes in 2 locations, in the day timer and on the real estate card. Additionally to all that, Sandy is familiar with Howard Hanna and their logo. So the lady handed me her card, Howard Hanna. It's in 15 states, so you may not have it. I don't know if you know.
No, he does. He's in New Jersey. He has it.
Okay.
It's up there.
So Hanna used to have an H on the end. It no longer has an H, but it has a stupid block for no reason where the H was. This is not something you would normally put in a logo. It doesn't look like it belongs there at all. And also, the H to the Howard always was elongated outside, but now it merges into the border, which also looks very strange. And these 2 things also look very strange to Sandy. So, I get this real estate card with this logo that's Mandela, it's changed. And then I try to write down these phone numbers, and these phone numbers keep changing on me in my own writing. So this is just an example of the kind of things that can happen.
So,
and also, really quickly, I want to welcome Melvin Yu, who's saying greetings, Sandy panel and chat. I do want to remind everyone that we are raising money for the app so that we can keep doing these shows. I mean, just the last show and this one would take up all the hours that I would have for StreamYard this month. Like, if you guys want these shows to keep going, I don't have an income. I have been fighting for disability for 9 years. I don't have an income. So
She's
if you
not
guys want the
able.
shows,
She's
Go ahead.
not able to get out of bed, and the stupid government won't admit that she's disabled. This is how stupid it is.
yes. So we are raising money because the apps are expiring and or expired. Just wanted to say that. And also, I want to get back to what I was saying, but were you going to say something, David, to LJ about her story?
I believe you. I believe that's what you experienced. But how many? I mean, think about it. How many times in your life do you make mistakes? I mean, misread something or whatever, and this just happens to people.
Millions of times, but this isn't that. This is not that. I do that a lot, so I'm not saying that also happens, but this is not that. This is its own thing. Yeah. I don't have things in my own writing disappear off the page, and now I write them down again, and now that thing stays there, but this other thing changes to something else, and it changes in 2 locations, on the card and in the day timer. And I had 3 phone numbers, and now I have 2 because one of them is duplicated. It's erased itself and duplicated into the self. But the other thing does happen all the time. I do make mistakes, and I do misread things and all that. But this is different, very different.
So, like, what do you guys think this is? Do you think this is like time travelers? What's the? There has to be in the community. There has to be like not maybe like a. Everyone must be talking about this. Is it time travelers? Like people are screwing with the time now, and it's causing like a butterfly effect or something like that.
There's multiple theories. There's no way to know the answer because we don't. There's no way. That's like, how do we, like answering like what happens after we die? There's no way to know. But there's multiple theories. But
you don't think it's some gremlin running around like messing with you guys, right?
No, I think it's actually the.
Oh, it
I think I
is.
told you
It's
this.
a
I think. Well, for Jackie it is, but I think it's.
He's right on track.
The mind.
Maybe
Hold on a
it's guys-
second. I want to get this stuff done before I add more people to the panel, more people talking. So give me 1 second. The mind. But yeah, no. There's multiple theories. I was telling you my theory. I believe this is the Great Deception, but other people think it's other things. I think we're shifting timelines. I think we're on an earlier version of Earth because that explains the Earth Mandela Effects for me. Other people believe it's glitches in the matrix, quantum computing, CERN. People believe it's all different things because we don't know. So people just, they believe the theory that they think makes the most sense. Quickly, before we go any further, I want to show him this song. So this is Bing Crosby singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." This is from the vinyl album. I remember him and every other singer on the planet. The words have always been, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light." Now, some people do remember a little variation. Let your heart be something else. I forget what they remember. Bright. I think bright or something. But regardless, light, bright, whatever, that doesn't matter. Because I'm going to show you what Bing Crosby sings now. Splatter, put it back up. That's not the right one. Next one. Splatter, you moved. I sent next one. There we go. All right. So listen to what he sings here. There's really no reason for this. He never sang this. We had this album growing up. Good.
Merry little Christmas. Let yourself be light. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
I'm going to get struck for this, so I'm talking over it. So he sings, "Let yourself be lies." Let your heart be light became let yourself be lies.
Is
I
is
think
there a
that's a message.
possibility that you're not playing the original, or your possibility that you're playing like
No, that's
an
the
AI
actual original.
version, or
No, that's the original put out by Bing Crosby.
David,
His YouTube channel.
Some of us do believe it's gremlins messing with us. That's what Jackie believes. That's what I believe. And actually, in a different, let's just say in a different term, so do many other people. They feel that that it could. Some people think they think it's different entity. Entities are messing with us. That's what I think is happening. That's what Jackie thinks is happening. That's what a lot of people think. I think somebody's messing with us. That's what I think.
well, you know what? I don't know if you guys are Christian or not, but in the Bible, it does talk
Most
about
of us
how.
are some form of Christian. Not everyone,
Okay.
but
All right. Well, in the Bible, it does talk about this. When people have been talking about this for thousands of years, how there's evil influence, how this evil influence wants to separate you from the truth. Wants it's the great deceiver. Blah blah blah. So I mean, this has been going on for a while. It wouldn't surprise me if there was something like that. It's just that. No, I mean, like, no offense, right? It's fun to talk about, but does this whole thing like really affect you that much that it's become part of your life?
It should, because none of this should be nothing like this should be capable of happening. I don't know about you, but prior to me learning of the Mandela Effect in 2016, my life was consistent and stable. A fact was a fact. For example, that song I just played. It was always let your heart be light. There's no variation, nothing different. Uncle Sam always had stripes on his hat. The sun was a yellow sun, not white. Everything, everyone knew these to be fact. And
So
now
where does this white sun thing come
static.
from? I'd never heard this white sun thing.
The sun is white. It's a white star. It's white.
Oh no, that's probably true. But like as depicted in every thing that we've ever seen, it's usually like what, like yellow, orange. They have changed a lot of the stuff that we grew up with, the way they depict it. Like, you remember the crust of the earth? You remember in school what they told you was like in the center?
What do you wait?
They said it was
the layer of the earth.
It was molten nickel and iron, but they have no actual way of knowing that.
They have no way of knowing. They're guessing that.
All right, so now they're saying that it's just a huge ball of magma underneath us. It's not even like there's not even like layers. There might be some layers, but not.
Oh no! They're saying there's a whole ocean, like 5 times the size of our ocean, underneath the crust now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they've changed everything. Whatever we were taught, they were either wrong about. Maybe it's, I don't know. It's like a new theory. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. I remember the sun always being depicted as like either yellow or orange. But again, that's in like drawings. That's like
but
art.
That's what I remember. I'm 65 years old, and until very recently, the sun was yellow, or sometimes it would sort of appear orange. And it was
that's like saying I remember dinosaurs
until a few years ago when it turned into this white thing.
Dinosaurs never had feathers up until a couple years ago, like a decade.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about drawing.
Keep changing their story on.
I'm talking about science. In science class, you were taught that we have a yellow sun, a yellow star, and now they teach it's a white star.
Yeah, I know. I believe that. I believe that to be true. That they do teach. They do that all the time, though. They misrepresent stuff, and then they change their opinion on it. They start teaching it differently. I mean, think about it. Think about George Washington. Now he's a scumbag.
Yeah. Do you remember a yellow sun?
Yep. I remember when it was yellow until like 15
years. Correction. Correction, everyone. Correction. Science is now calling it yellow again.
Oh, here we go.
The sun is a G-type main sequence star, often called a yellow dwarf, but its actual color is white.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just
Yesterday,
asking David
the
if he
sun was
remembers.
so white and bright I could hardly see all day.
Right.
I have
Does
two
David-
things right here. One says it's a white dwarf, and another one says it's a yellow dwarf.
Yeah, they yep.
So
Do
this
you
is
remember
emerging.
a yellow sun, David? Do you remember that yourself?
Wait, but I want to say this is why people say that there's a merging of timelines, because we find things like this where it says two things that we have experienced in two different realities. This is one reason why it is suggested that it's not just the timelines, people going back in time and changing, altering history. There's actual merging of dimensions.
Well, you can tell when it's
I
not
don't know.
real.
I think it might be. I think it might be limited knowledge that we were given, and like we remember it.
The truth is always the truth.
Like lobotomies, right? Do you remember like people
Do you
depicting like how they?
remember a yellow sun, David? Do you remember?
Yeah, I said it over and over again. Yes, I remember Yellow
Oh,
Sun.
you did. Okay, different people
Yeah.
were talking, so I.
Yeah, it's like it, but again, like I don't know what's true. I just remember like that being depicted. The sun has always been depicted as yellow. Earth has always been depicted as like this blue planet. I don't know.
Yeah, I just. I always saw a yellow sun when I looked in the sky, and now I see this white thing. So, yeah, like what explains that? I don't know. You know,
Might have been
I do know some ideas of what it could be. That it could. There's evidence that it's a fake sun. That it's these lights, and so that there could be an explanation for that one.
Well, the sun always seems to set red here at night over the lake.
Yeah.
And but there's always like a pinky sunset, which doesn't actually even match the color of the sun as it is, which this pink barium color, it's been around for like a couple of years now. It's they get in the UK too. I've got mates over there who film the exact same sunsets.
That barium is coming from the spray.
Yeah, everything
Guys.
goes pinky.
I apologize.
Well, yeah.
I need to interrupt. I need to say thank you to Bit of Venom. So give me a minute. Thank you, Bit of Venom. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right on.
Bit of Venom. Woohoo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bit of Venom. And for those of you that I turned off Super Chat because I get my stuff blocked a lot and I don't want to lose the chat. And if I don't take off the copyrights, they don't send the money to me and they don't give it to you either. They don't refund it to you. So we do it this way, and I think it's better this way. Your name's on the screen in the ticker all day, and I get to do little thank you videos for you. So thank you very much, Bit of Venom. Now I have to update the ticker. So please go on while I update the ticker. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, Ken.
No, you're right. No, that's good. Yep. Excellent.
Another example, David, of something that happened to me, and then in chats, I found out it happened to other people. I had a pair of shorts that I got to wear to the gym, to the spa, and it had this little pocket in it that was just perfect to put my key in it for my locker. And women's shorts don't always, especially athletic shorts, don't always come with pockets. So I was really happy they were on a cheap sale. And so what I would do is I would wear the same shorts every time I went. I would wash them out and wear them again, wash them and wear them again. So same pair of shorts all the time because they had perfect little pocket, put my key in there. So one day I put the shorts on and went to the gym and got my little key, and I didn't have a pocket. No pocket, same shorts, been wearing them for months. Had a special little pocket that just fit the key. It's gone, no pocket anywhere. And then I was freaked out about this. So it wasn't Sandy's show, it was another show that I called into, and then people, 2 or 3 people in the chat said they had also lost pockets in clothing.
That's never happened to me.
No, that specific thing might not have, but this is the type of thing, just weirdness, just total weirdness.
I mean, is there a possibility? And I'm no offense, right?
Yeah.
I think like a large majority of the population, at least in America, is on prescription medication. Do you think there's a possibility that the people that are claiming this are all on the same types of medication? Maybe it's causing some kind of. I'm being serious. I don't.
No, that's a good question. I don't think that's a bad question at all. Let's see.
It wouldn't be your fault. It wouldn't be your fault at all. It would be,
No, I
you
would
know.
think we would have very individualistic experiences if that were the case. But what happens is, how do you remember stoplights? What, from top to bottom, the green, the yellow, the red, what order did they go from top to bottom for you that you remember?
If I was to draw one, I would probably do red on top, and I could be wrong. There was an artist, Crumb, who used to do illustrations.
Oh, I know Crumb. Yeah.
Right. So Crumb, he did a documentary where he talked about he couldn't remember how a telephone pole was drawn, and with all the wires coming out of it, how many wires go off a telephone pole? You see them every day. You drive past them every day, and he couldn't remember, so he used to take pictures. There's very specific things that you see every day. You just don't remember them accurately.
Right. Well, the thing with the stoplights is, here's the thing about the idea of the prescription drugs, which is a valid question. The thing about it is, that's the way I'm dyslexic too, so this confuses me a little bit. But I believe that is the way it is now. The red's on the top. But my main memory is the red being on the bottom. And what happened was thousands of people, not just one, not two, not three, like 3 people lost their pocket. A huge amount of people remember the red being on the bottom, and then all of a sudden the red was on the top.
It could have been like that. It could have.
There was a lady that actually pinpointed it to the day it happened, the day and time that this happened.
Okay,
so I would like to jump in here real fast and I would like to ask David a question real fast.
Yeah.
David, I heard you mention God. You believe in God?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I heard
you're
you
very
mention
crackly
God.
in the mind.
I heard you mention God.
Believe in God.
God, yeah.
So do you believe that it's possible for supernatural things to occur? That there are things beyond scientific or logical understanding to happen?
I believe that there's stuff that, like, for instance, I don't believe miracles were miracles. I believe it's just someone had full knowledge of something. Yeah.
What? Wait, what are you saying? I'm saying God can do things that is outside of scientific and human rationality. That's what I'm saying. Do you believe that's possible, that God can do that, or you think that
I believe people don't have knowledge of something. Like, so for instance, there's a cure for cancer. It's not a miracle. There is a cure for cancer. You just haven't figured it out yet. Yeah.
Okay, God.
What about the miracle of Medjugorje?
I was trying to answer a specific question. I just wanted to finish the thought on the question I was trying.
Well, I mean, we're okay. Sorry.
The question was, could it be that we're on a lot of different medications and that could be messing us up? And the reason I brought up the example, and this is not the only example, there are many, many of these examples, but I brought up the example of the stoplights because thousands and thousands of people saw that change. So I don't think if it was prescriptions en masse, many people would see that same thing. I think we would be having individual experiences if it was, say, from drugs. I would have this memory over here, that person would have this memory over here. They wouldn't be related. It wouldn't be thousands of people remembering the same thing.
I think you did already make that statement. You did say that to him already.
Right. Well, I just wanted to finish that.
I agree with that. It's a fact that we all remember the exact same thing. That doesn't.
Yeah, and I'm not on anything, and I remember green. It was green on top, and I'm not on anything.
Not in Canada. It's
Or
always red on top.
for you, not for me.
In
Right.
Canada.
Well,
Was there a national standard?
Or do
I
you
don't
live in
know.
Canada?
yeah, there was a
It was
national
always brown.
standard, and here's the reason it was important. There are colorblind people who drive,
Mhm.
and they go by which light is on. And so it was
Okay, so
very, very
when did that
important
become
for
a
them to
national
know.
standard?
It was very
Wait, but
important for
David,
them to know which position the lights were on, and it was standard. And the day it changed, there were car wrecks all over the place.
okay,
Because
so
first
I
of
would like
all,
to go back to
even
I would
people
like
who are
to,
not colorblind, after you drive for several years, you no longer look at the color either. Your brain just computes which one's on and just automatically does it, even though you're not colorblind. You're really not paying attention to the color. You're paying attention to which one came on. And the colorblind people are totally dependent on that. And so this actually flipped on a given exact moment in time. There's a lady who knows when it was that was on one of the shows, and there were thousands of car wrecks that day.
okay, so I would like to go back to the question that I was trying to ask David. David, it seems like you say you believe in God, but then when it comes to him being able to maybe, let's say, perform some type of miracle that is outside of scientific, the scientific understanding or rationality, you seem to not want to believe that it's possible for anything outside of what you claim to be rational.
No, that's not true. What I said was, or what I was trying to express to you was that I don't believe when people say miracles, like they can't happen. Like, so for instance, if someone cured a leper, right, it might have been considered, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. No one's ever done this before. But there are cures for stuff. It's knowledge. So we don't have this knowledge of
okay, but what about things supernaturally changing? We're talking about supernatural changes, not a knowledge thing where somebody could
in
know
the Bible, they talk about
heal
they talk
somebody.
about transfigurations. There are transfigurations in the
Like,
Bible.
what about like Jesus turning the water into the wine?
Yeah, that's science. My point is that it's not a miracle, it's full knowledge. So if you have knowledge of something, yeah, you're gonna know how to perform to fix something. You're gonna know how it works. You're gonna know how to turn water into wine. You're gonna know how to heal lepers. You're gonna know how to do all these things, raise the dead.
And that's what I'm saying. You're coming at it from this logical perspective when you say knowledge, because it's not, knowledge is fine to know, but ultimately I think God is kind of the infinite. We can't fully encompass the infinite, and
according to the Bible, God's more mysterious.
What about when Jesus teleported? You know, he'd be on one side of the Dead Sea and see him on another.
Yeah, it's knowledge of how to do something.
No, it's not. It's not knowledge to part
Yes,
the
it
Red
is.
Sea.
He had, yeah, that's the whole point of the Bible. That Jesus had all-knowing knowledge.
No, he had faith in God, and God was literally giving him power.
Everyone had faith in God. Everyone had faith in God. There was no special power. It was knowledge. And in fact, the tree of knowledge that Adam and Eve ate from was called the tree of knowledge.
Correct, but what knowledge would allow Jesus to put his hands up and part the Red Sea?
However he figured out how to do it, he knew how to do it. That's my point. He had his father's knowledge. His father gave him ultimate domain over this planet. He didn't give it to Gabriel. He didn't give it to the other angels or archangels that came here to visit man. He gave the authority to his son, Jesus Christ, which had full knowledge. He was an angel. Jesus Christ was an angel. He was given this opportunity to come to earth in human form.
Okay, so like I was saying,
No,
going
he
back,
was
like,
much more than an angel. Yeah. He was.
Yeah, well, he was God's most beloved. He was his first creation. He was the Word.
He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.
Oh, he says in the Bible. He says, "Give all thanks and all whatever to my Father, And he prayed to his Father. He prayed to his Father. He didn't pray to himself. He prayed to his Father. The Trinity, the is basically telling you he had authority on planet Earth. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He was the only one that was able, as a human being, or as a visitor, or as an angel, to be able to resurrect. Gabriel could never do that. Gabriel came right around the same time Jesus did. He was here when Jesus was.
No, he's before Gabriel.
So
No, I'm talking about on earth. Jesus Christ.
So prayers, but this is the thing. If I pray to God and He answers my prayer, I didn't need no special knowledge in order for a thing to happen, like the seas to get parted.
All right, let me go back to what I was saying really quick with the miracle in Fatima. So on October 13th, 1917, thousands of people watched as the sun just started dancing in the sky, moving around all over the place. You don't believe that happened?
I believe it happened, but I believe there's an explanation for it. I don't think it's some mysterious thing. I think there's truth to everything. It's just that you don't know it.
I used to think exactly the same way. I used to think, the plagues, that could all be natural disaster or.
How do you explain a cancerous tumor in someone's brain just disappearing?
Tsunami come or something with the Red Sea pattern, but no, I've totally changed my view on all that.
Cut your finger.
Miracles. I've seen miracles.
I think the problem is
cut your finger. You'll watch your finger just like
illogical.
You'll see your finger miraculously heal itself. Is that a miracle? I mean, think about it. That's crazy.
Well, if it
that you can cut yourself and your body will just go back to normal.
There's many different miracles, though. Not just the physical.
But that's not a miracle. That's my point. Like when people say miracles, like what does that mean to you? Does that mean like it's some mysterious thing like the Loch Ness monster? No, it's knowledge. Like so, eventually one day they'll be able to resurrect the dead, and then people will be resurrected through DNA or whatever. But it's knowledge of something. It's not a miracle.
What I explain is a miracle.
Yeah, but it's because we have limited knowledge, so we don't know how else to explain it. So we say miracle.
Does this thing work? Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah, we hear you, Splatter.
I was saying I actually experienced that. Someone I know, a tumor was in their brain, one X-ray, and then the next X-ray, it was gone.
So I'll say this: I'm not trying to discredit you or anything. I believe you. I have a friend who had neck pain. He went to a chiropractor, a physician. Didn't find anything wrong with his neck. It was a misdiagnosis. He went to a third doctor, and they found a softball-sized tumor in his neck. And either it was a miracle, like all of a sudden he grew a softball-sized tumor overnight, or it was a misdiagnosis by a doctor who he eventually took to court, and the guy was sued and lost his medical license. I mean, that's no offense. I'm just saying stuff like that happens. There's misdiagnosis
stuff like that, and I think focusing on
that's
like
sort of the
medical
opposite
stuff
to a miracle.
is not going to help you. I'm saying what I'm saying is you're trying to use logic to explain something that is not logical. The Mandela effect is 100% not logical. None of this.
Okay, so this is where I agree with you guys. All right, just like if we're going to go back to the Bible, people have been talking about this for a long time. They've been talking about this deceiver, this liar, this accuser, this Satan, right? So Satan, at the beginning of man, waits in these reeds, gets to Adam and Eve and says, "You know what? You know what I mean?" And got them to basically destroy all of humanity and the future for humanity because he did this. He deceitfully went to them and lied in front of all of creation, made this accusation in front of all the animals, all the angels, etc. Man now has to deal with death, pain, misery, all this crap because they went against God. I believe that stuff exists. I believe there's always someone out there trying to trick you. I believe there's a greater power that's out there trying to trick you. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not a miracle. There's probably a reason for it. If you want me to say it's the devil, that's not really a good. I don't know how many people are going to buy that. But
Well, no, I do. I think, like I said, I think multiple things are causing the Mandela effect, and one of them, I believe, I believe we shift timelines and we're on an earlier version of Earth. And the reason why I believe that is because science says where I remember being taught by Carl Sagan that we were in the Sagittarius arm and now we're in the Orion spur. And the Sagittarius arm is missing. There's a chunk of it missing according to science. It's just gone. They don't know what happened to it.
Still here.
Let me finish. Right. So the chunk is missing, and if you move us backwards in time, or should I say forward in time, in the future the Earth will be back in the Sagittarius arm by its trajectory. In the future, the sun will be a yellow star, and apparently it's back to being a yellow star already. In the future, South America will be below North America with continental drift. So a lot of things that are wrong for me now will revert back to the way I remember them in the future when the Earth is again in the Sagittarius arm. Or in the position where the Sagittarius arm was. Because, again, chunk is missing, like a black hole just ate that section. But I also believe we switched timelines, and that explains the pop culture stuff, like Berenstein versus Berenstain, and Kit Kat without a dash versus Kit Kat with a dash. Like, for example, maybe in one timeline, when the designer of the logo presented it to the company, they were like, well, we can do it with a dash or without a dash, and the company chose without a dash in this reality, with a dash in another timeline, and that could explain that. So I believe we shift timelines, merge timelines, because I see things both ways now with a lot of things. That where it was only one way and now it can be this way or that way. But all in all, I believe this is the Mandela effect is caused by the devil. I think it's a great deception, and Jesus gives us the eyes to see through it by helping us to retain our memories.
I'm sure there's a lot of lie in all this, like a lot of lying. You know who Candace Owens is?
Yes.
So Candace Owens did this awesome video where she talked about how you can create a conspiracy theory, and she talked about dinosaur bones, and it was really cool to think about. She said dinosaur bones weren't a thing up until like I forgot how many years ago, and the only people who find dinosaur bones, right, are these paleontologists.
1850.
Okay, yeah. So all of a sudden, right, there's these dinosaur bones that show up. The only people finding them were paleontologists, and then you fast forward to 2025, and you find out that most of these dinosaur bones that you're seeing are fake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very easy to start a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, people got believed by pictures, paintings of how they looked, and
yeah, I mean, and then now they got feathers, and like most of the bones in China are all fabricated to just develop a dinosaur, saying that, oh yeah, they have a full dinosaur there. It's not true.
Yeah.
Like I think like 85% of the bones are manufactured.
No doubt there were big reptilians, but they weren't dinosaurs.
Exactly.
T-Rex makes no scientific sense the way.
Wait a minute. I did find 1,000-foot fish in Greenland.
And there was
1,000-foot fish.
Giants in those days.
Okay, but my point is that it's very easy to start a conspiracy theory, and she was right. And depending on what you want to believe versus fact, it can be very dangerous.
Right, but
like
the Mandela effect's not a conspiracy theory. It's
I would say I would say it's very easy to steer a narrative. That's kind of what you're going. What
Yeah,
you're kind of saying.
yeah, exactly. And it's like okay, well, if we all get this group mentality of like, hey, this is what it is, it becomes the truth. As long as people feel okay with saying it over and over again. You know,
Right, but
what
this,
about
but with the
belief
Mandela
system
effect, you're not saying it. It's we're sharing things that we see that we remember.
yeah.
It's not just
So
saying things. And then it's also proving it, finding residue of what we remember, and sharing that as
so
There,
well.
I don't know.
there
Again,
really isn't a group mentality. That's how we get into arguments on here, because no two of us think every single thing about the Mandela effect alike. So
Yeah,
there
yeah, we
really
all
isn't a
disagree
group
about everything.
mentality. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's
right.
people do think for themselves very, very much. We aren't a hive mind at all.
I just believe this. I believe that there's some things that are being presented to you, like be it the fruit of the loom or whatever. It's a possibility that someone is messing around saying, here's the original one. This is how it was back in the whatever. This is it, and that they're messing with you.
How
Yeah,
And
we
could
take
they?
this into consideration.
Like, we
Literally, right when.
researched the logo history. The logo history has never been that. I actually did a whole thing on Fruit of the Loom, which I never made because I had run into video problems because I'm working with a very old iPad.
yeah,
So Fruit of the Loom, as an April Fool's joke, gave their logo a cornucopia because everybody was saying that they remember a cornucopia. And then people go on TikTok and lie and say, look, guys, I found a shirt. I proved that it was all photoshopped. I even created it. I did it better than they did, too. I made it look even more real because they didn't bother skewing it to match the fabric. But people are using fake, they're making fake logos and saying they found it online. But we research, like at least for me, I research the history. Every residue I find is always somebody who just remembers it that way and created it.
hmm
They're all remembering the same thing. Why would we all remember the same thing? People who don't know each other. I'm not talking about people in the community. These are just people random on Google. I'm finding images. They aren't even aware that we exist.
In
So
the end,
again,
no one's
again,
actually wrong in the end, because 50% of us believe one thing and the other don't.
Correct.
So in a way, no one's actually wrong. So yeah, it's like the weirdest conspiracy in it, because the fact that
getting back to the videos online, I specifically remember seeing them. I just can't find them anymore. I just kind of feel like maybe and they say the internet's forever, right? You can, once you put something on the internet, you can't it doesn't disappear. I've seen stuff disappear. Is there a possibility that someone's messing around and saying, no, this is the original? I don't know. I just
I remember seeing news stories like in the late 90s, late at night, breaking news. We found scientists discovered this new energy source. It was like based on the ancient light bulb energy things you'd see in those holographics. And what they did, they'd put this sound waves, and they were able to straighten sound waves, and they said it was enough to power a city. And then next day, nothing. That story just totally went away. Like, oh shit, we shouldn't have released that. And then suddenly suddenly in Australia, we find the biggest mineral find ever of gold, silver, all these other minerals. The biggest find ever. And suddenly that story goes away. I kept seeing that happen over and over again. It was like, it's like, oh,
they just recently did this to us with the CIA, China, and the virus. They just recently did that. No one remembers this. It came out a few months back. I remember talking about it on my podcast. People were saying, no, it's not true. You got to fact check that. about, I want to say 3 weeks after I had made this live stream, the press secretary from the White House comes out and says, yes, this is true. The CIA has discovered this, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you go back and ask people, they're like, that never happened. I don't remember the CIA ever making a report saying that happened.
Yeah.
And now try to find video clips. I don't know. It just seems like there's a manipulation. We're all part of this internet now. We're all part of social media. We're all part of all this crap. You don't know who's lying to you. And it could be that social media itself is like, maybe it's AI driven and it's messing with you. I don't know.
What about the flags?
Social media could, and something like I said, something like that. There's multiple things that could be going on. They could be messing with us. I'm not saying you're wrong there at all.
Yeah, like I don't think millions of people that are talking like you, right, are wrong. I don't think it's like mass hysteria. I think it's something playing with everyone, and it's like it's very bizarre. I mean, it's obviously concerning to everyone here, right? Because that's what everyone's here for.
It doesn't really affect my life, though. Like, you know, I find
right,
it,
but it's something that you like that you're talking about.
Totally interests me because I've had it, but
yes, it is something.
I'm not going to let it worry me. You know,
it does. Yeah, people react to it more or less strongly, but yeah, it is something that concerns all of us, and that is why we're here. Yes.
Right, and we've all experienced it, right? And what do we all have in common? Social media. I just kind of wonder if it's that.
No, the flags, the British flag has changed.
No, that's not what he's talking about, Splatter.
No, but
he's saying that. Well, that's one of the conversations we've had before. What has the Mandela effect always been happening, or has it always been happening, but we've only become aware of it because of social media? Did it start in 2016 or 2012? Because people have Mandela effect memories before social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like New Zealand was one for me. I didn't know about Mandela effect, but I was going, how come it looks slower on the map than it used to? You know,
yeah, like Australia was the land down under. Tasmania.
Yeah. And New Zealand used to be up near Queensland, New South Wales, like, and now it's almost below my state, Victoria. You know, it's gone way down south. It's sort of next to Tasmania.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the land down under is not Australia, it's South America. The tip of South America is almost 600 miles further south than Australia is.
Yeah. Oh, Tasmania's another one. It used to be Taz with a Z, and now it's Taz with an S.
Yes,
I remember as
agree.
a kid, it was Tasmania, not Tasmania.
Correct. I agree with that 100%.
Mm.
The Tasmanian Devil is still Taz with a T-A-Z.
Tazzy,
the cartoon.
Yeah.
That's the man's excuse, though. We'll say, oh, it's because you remember Taz from Looney Tunes. No, Tasmania. It was a Z there on the map, on the globe.
The Explorer was Tasman, you know, with a Z. Why would they change it to Tasman? You know,
makes no sense. There's so much. The problem is the Mandela effect doesn't just affect logos and stuff. It affects weather patterns.
Flags.
It affects different types of weather, like the amount of rainbow, like rainbows.
My voice says it's Tasman.
Like rainbows were singular. A double rainbow was rare. It was enough that people would take pictures of double rainbows. And now they're the standard. Good luck finding a single rainbow. They're all double anymore with the Alexander's belt in the middle, the purple part. They now create a dome. They never created a dome in my past. But now they have a white dome underneath the rainbow. There's like 15 types of rainbows now. When there was like 3 types if you include like, like fire rainbows, and there's like 15 types of rainbows now. There were never that many in my past.
Wow.
I loved rainbows, rainbow everything when I was a kid. Like I was
I,
eating that stuff up. I would read stuff
oh yeah,
about them.
I'm the
That's
same
like
thing. I love it. I still love
I'm, I'm just gonna say, like everything is Mandela. Every aspect of life, from songs to cartoons to movies to quotes to weather to continents to there's like 18 rainbow mountain ranges now, and
All right,
two of
but
them are in a U.S. state. And people that I know, two people who live near those rainbow mountains that never knew they existed. One lives 30 minutes away, never knew.
you there, Sandy? I think she's cut out.
all right, but if you guys are talking about weather, right? Like, so all of a sudden now this new thing on social media, this ball lightning. Have you ever seen this?
Ball lightning.
Yeah, it's all over
No,
social
bead
media. People
lightning.
have videos of them now.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard
Not
of it for
ball
years.
lightning, bead lightning. There's bead lightning, ball
yeah,
lightning,
but my
circle
point
lightning.
is that like when you only found out about this because people were taking videos of it. I'd never seen it. I saw a light, a pillar of light coming
White
up
pillars. Hmm.
from Manhattan during the daytime one time, right? And I looked it up. I'm like, is anyone else seeing this? I didn't know what the hell it was. Just this pillar of light, and during the day, it was like probably 9 o'clock in the morning. It's this pillar of light just coming out of Manhattan, straight up into the sky. And I look it up. It's a natural phenomenon. It happens when the weather starts getting colder. Never seen it before, but everyone seems
Right.
to know about this.
Yeah, exactly. Except us, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Well,
it's
I heard
something that
about
you're
ball
learning
lightning for
about.
years,
You're
but
being told that it's common and that it's always happened, but your brain, your mind, your memories tell you no, that's not true.
Yeah,
That's not true. There's Mandela effect, like I was saying, there's Mandela effects in every aspect of life. And people knew of these Mandela effects before the Mandela effect, before social media, but they didn't have a name for it. It's because of social media that they have a name for it. Like even me, there's a song, Life is a Highway. When I was a teenager, well before the Mandela effect, well before internet and social media, the song was different. And it's different in the sense of how it sounds. The
life
words aren't
is a
different.
highway.
Yeah.
I want to ride it all night. Want that one?
Yes. So in my past, when I was singing the song in my friend Diane's convertible, she loved that song. It was one of her favorite songs. And it had more of a rock sound, and now it's tinny sounding. It's more of a pop sound. And
Yeah,
but it was more of a
oh,
rock sound when I heard it as a
it
teenager.
probably was. They remaster stuff all the time.
yeah,
They
No,
and
yeah,
I'm talking about
that's
the
what I was going to
original.
say. Yeah.
I'm talking about the
I remember
original.
songs sounding different, but they remastered it. It doesn't sound as acoustic as it used to be.
No. It's too acoustic. That's the problem.
Uh,
It was not acoustic in any sense of the word. It was just a straight up rocks, like a rock. It sounded like a, I don't know. It sounded like a heavier. I can't describe it. It sounded different. And then like the Leanne Rimes song. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it was a fast song, and now it's super slow. Like when I speed it up, it sounds right. And now, hold on. I know the name of the song. I just gotta sing it in my head. The one that goes, "All I need is starlight, starlight." Let me try to. Can't fight the moonlight. That's the name of the song. It's a slow song. It wasn't slow. And someone said, "Oh, there's a dance remix," and I listened to it. I'm like, "No, it's not right." It sounded identical to the original, but it was slightly faster, just slightly faster. Like I don't know. There's just all sorts of weird Mandela effects that just, I don't understand it. I don't understand why it's different, but I noticed those things before the Mandela effect, before social media, before the internet in some cases. And there are people who have a lot of Mandela effect memories from prior to the internet. So while I think the social media plays a part because it allows people to learn about other Mandela effects, to learn about the Mandela effect completely, and to find more, I don't think it's the cause because it doesn't explain why people would have Mandela affected memories from before the internet even existed. So like I said, we did have a show on that. We had a show on, was the Mandela effect, has it always been like that? Is this just normal and we're just learning of it because of the internet?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
I
I
would
think there's a
say
lot to
yes.
do with it. Yeah.
Sandy, I want to say yes because literally, when you were saying that they just gave it a name, I said this earlier. The mandala, like literally, the mandala's ancient teachings talking about how we need to learn that things aren't permanent and things change, and we still need to create, even though that there's this destruction and this letting go that we need to experience, and things are always going to change. That's a part of this lesson that we need to learn.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I mean, like I said, I don't think this is just something that started in 2016 or 2015 or 2012. Not with all these memories that people have shared. They've come on the show and they've shared them, and like I don't know. Does anyone else on the panel have a Mandela memory? Josh, don't you have a Mandela memory from
I
before the
do.
internet? Yeah, what was yours?
Yeah. Mine was the Red Hot Chili Peppers "Under the Bridge" song. I remember when that song first came out. It was "City of Angels." And, every time when he sang it slow or sang it faster, it was "City of Angels." But then a couple years after, so I don't know, that song came out probably in the mid '90s or something, and I
Late
wasn't
90s, I think.
aware of it, or late '90s,
Oh,
but
mid
still, yeah, I
90s,
wasn't
yeah.
aware of the Mandela till 2017. So, but a couple years after that song came out, I'm listening to it on the radio because it was popular, played a lot, and it changed to "City of Angel," and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, I don't remember that. But then I just got used to it. I had no idea what the Mandela effect was.
Wait. So what was it originally?
Well, it's always been, in this reality, it's "City of Angel." Every time he says "City of Angel," it's not plural. But in my memory, it was originally "City of Angels" with an S.
Yes.
So,
As I remember.
Yeah, that seems to be a common occurrence. Is the S's and the T's? They seem to be being moved around a lot.
Yes. Like, well, for example,
Yeah, right.
Los Angeles, it's Los Angelos. So it's multiple, it's plural. It's not El Angelo. You know what I'm saying? It's Los
Yeah,
Angeles. It's multiple.
right.
So it
So the
should be
angels should
City
be
of
plural.
Angels, not City of Angel.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense, but yet that's the song. Or like what's the other one with oh God, Jewel. Who will save your soul is what the song was. It was always who will save your soul because she's talking about you. And now it's souls. Who will save your souls? And to me, that's a message that's not a good message either. But it was always who will save your soul. But in this reality, it's always been souls.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
can I
played
say
that
something real
album a
quick?
lot.
I do feel like a lot of the changes, like what if there is messages or whatever, it does tend to lean towards more of like the exposing or the revealing of something that we would perceive to be more on the negative side of things. So, like just those two she mentioned, when it changed the city of angels to the city of angel, that for me that implies like there was a city of angels and now it's one angel, like all the angels are gone. And then the save our souls thing. It was just one soul that needed to be saved, and now there's more souls that need to get saved. So there's like this thing that does seem for me to be conveying a certain message, even though it does seem very abstract and subjective. When you say like, well, where's the proof? Like, how do you prove that that's what that means? There's not really no way for me to prove it, but intuitively, these are the first things that come to my mind.
Yeah, right. And changing, one letter, just losing an S or adding an S or something like that can totally change the meaning of everything. And like a lot of us don't like. It took me a long time to realize that to look at the meaning of the change on top of the change itself. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us don't look at the meaning, like what the meaning behind it. But one word or one letter can totally change the meaning of in the context of everything.
I agree. I agree. And then there's also the merging letters thing. Now, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, David, but I mean, I have a degree in graphic design. I was trained, you know, what to look for, what not to do. Like we're taught, you want to make a logo clear and concise. You want people to be able to recognize it just by looking at it. Like for example, I always use McDonald's. McDonald's is perfect. You see that golden M, you know McDonald's. You don't even need to see the word McDonald's. You know that's McDonald's. You want consistency. You're not going to have a blue M and a red M and a green M. You're going to have that yellow M and that's it, because that's the golden arches of McDonald's. And yet we're seeing logos changing all the time for companies. And they're using all different colors, and it's weird. It was not like that in my past.
And they're
Letters
saying
were,
that, and they're saying there was logos from the past, like 50 years ago. They're not saying like, oh, this is the most recent change. It's like, no, this is what they said happened a long time ago.
right. Yeah. And that's why I said I always research the history of the logo, because things can change. And I mean, like, the company can change it. I make sure it's not a company change. And like Home Depot, it's never been Home Depot, yet their website is homedepot.com. It's never been Home Depot, always the Home Depot. Yet Home Depot is written on the carts. Home Depot is written on some boxes. Home Depot is written on the tags. Yet it's always been the Home Depot. The company has never registered Home Depot, only the Home Depot. And some stores even have Home Depot written on them. That doesn't make sense if it's always been the Home Depot. I don't know. The Mandela Effect.
Right? Wasn't it shopping carts?
Yeah, the shopping carts on the handle says
Yeah, and all that matters when you're doing business,
www.homedepot.com.
legally. Like the name you're doing business as matters when you're doing business.
Right.
You can't just go under a different name and then have all of your legal paperwork and documents on your store say a whole different thing than what you're legally filed as.
Yep.
I agree. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. There's so much that cannot be logically explained away. And yeah, if you focus on like certain things, you can, but other things just don't have a logical explanation.
But I think this whole thing is making us wake up to truths that we have been lied to about. Like, I do think there is logical explanations for what's going on in our world, and we can understand and fix certain things. And that's what, like Sag Arm was saying, we are here meant to fix things. I think we are here to make things better.
Yeah.
And that's why it would, David, the examples you keep bringing up are, I do agree, could be logically explained away. And I'm not saying that everything is a Mandela effect. Let's be clear on that. Everything is not a Mandela. But there are many that are. And there are many that I suspect might be, but I can't prove it. I'm just going by the fact that the majority of people remember it the same way I do for some reason. And there's no reason, like I said, with Through the Loom, why would everyone remember a cornucopia? When a cornucopia has nothing to do with underwear. It doesn't make sense. Why a cornucopia? Because people are just going by their memory of it. And they all remember the same thing, and I find that very strange.
I'm just saying that there might be a possibility that people don't remember it correctly. That's all.
Oh,
And
no,
now that
we
we
agree.
now that we have social media, I feel like now there's like this like big push for people to start correcting others. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean like the fact checkers and stuff?
Yeah, like maybe it's that, and maybe this is like something that we're not used to. I don't know.
Well, the fact checkers will always say that we're wrong and that's misremembering. They will always say automatically, we are wrong, it's misremembering. They are, it's like, I can't even stress to you. It's coming from every angle.
Yeah.
The government,
I
the news, the social media sites, YouTubers that
doesn't
debunk
explain
it.
the British flag being different.
Yeah, many people, including myself, remember the red and splatter, remember the red stripes on the British flag being centered and not off center. It's never been centered. It's always been off center. Yeah, we have artwork, we have historical paintings where they're centered, the way we remember it. The flag has never been like that.
You know, it's weird you say that. I just recently noticed that like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, I never noticed that about the British flag, or what do they call it, the Union Jack or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That one. Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember those
Imagine
stripes
that.
being offset.
They
And I was
weren't.
like, that's weird.
They weren't.
They weren't. Join the club.
Yep.
No one remembers them like that in this community.
I just saw that
Almost
yesterday.
no one.
Yeah. Weird.
And I have like
It is weird.
I remember. Do you remember the red bar underneath the blue box on the American flag, or you just remember the white?
I can't. I'm going to be honest with you. Stuff like that, little things like that, kind of, I'm not good at. Like those little details, I don't remember.
Well, see, I don't think it's a little detail because it changes how the flag looks. It actually changes the size of the blue box. Like the size of the blue box is bigger than what I remember, even though it had the same amount of stars. And there, I don't know. I mean, we found actual photographs. There's actual products you can buy where there's a red bar underneath the blue box. And there's actual products that you can find and buy with the red bar centered in the Union Jack.
Oh, I have
There's-
much evidence of that. I just got some more just the other day.
Yeah, there's so much evidence. It's crazy. But then they'll turn around and say, oh, that's why you remember it. No, we went looking for it after our memory was different. Like the shield on the president's seal. Do you remember stars on top of the shield?
No, like I don't.
He doesn't remember the small details, like you said.
Yeah, like that stuff. Like if you told me there was, I wouldn't doubt it. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of the same way that way. I can understand where he's coming from totally.
yeah, like that stuff. I don't know, but again, you know, I'm sure people over younger have better memory than I do.
Sandy Voy wants you to let him in.
Oh, I can't see him. I'm sorry. I have to scroll.
like what color
I
was
see him.
Pinocchio's pants? I mean, I wouldn't know what color Pinocchio's
Yay!
pants were.
Hey, boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
boy.
thanks, Ken. Hi, Sandy.
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, boy.
You were hiding under my mute button.
Yeah, I know how it goes. Yeah.
I seen you back there, but I can't do nothing about it. Sorry.
You could have said
Oh, I'm
something.
here now. It's all okay now. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, I seen you in private chat.
Well, since we have a little break here, I'm sorry to keep pushing it, guys. we are raising money to pay for Flickr, StreamYard, the video app, the slides app, and the storage, because I'm getting screwed on storage. I wish I could fight that. But yeah, everything that we need to make these shows happen. So if you can
How
help,
much
I
more money do you need?
have to look. I think I'm still down 20, 22, 23. I have to look.
$25.
Is that all?
Is that all? Yeah.
Go on, everyone.
So anyway, if you can't, I understand, guys. I couldn't either. So anyway, welcome, boy. But
Yeah,
David was saying something.
you were talking about having experienced Mandela effects before we got online, and well, yeah, of course.
You have one? Please share it.
I mean, how about the Converse, the logo turning from the outside to the inside? They were very in fashion back in 1984, 1985, I think, around that era. And so it was something to look for, right? And I saw walking up the stairs in school and seeing this. I mean, there were many people, and I was like, is it still a thing that people put their right shoe on the left foot and the other way around? You know, one might do that as a kid with your boots, that with like the Wellington boots, right? But is that still a thing with teenagers? I was like, huh? It's so weird. I remember having that thought, like, huh? But that was a Mandela effect. And of course, you just wave it away like, well, you know, I must have been wrong. But no.
Wait. Are you saying there was a trend of people wearing their shoes on the wrong feet?
No,
Oh.
not at all. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm so confused.
but children might do that, right? Children
Yes.
might, yeah, but not teenagers.
No.
No.
I thought you were saying there was a trend in high school of kids wearing their shoes on the wrong feet.
No.
To say what?
It looked to me like that. Like, is that a thing that people still put that on, you know, the wrong way? Like, I remember that happened to me as a child, or I've seen children do it, but, you know, never with training shoes. So, yeah, that's a very solid memory of me. Like, yeah.
In the 1990s, I've talked about this before. I never heard of the Mandela effect. Computers existed, but I only used them at work. I didn't do any social stuff. But my mom worked at Penny's. She was a Penny's lady at Westmoreland Mall. And I forget which was which, but let's say her mall, Penny's, was spelled Pennys. The one mall over Monroeville, it was spelled IES, or it was the other way around. And I noticed that, but I chalked it up. I thought, well, maybe Penny sold off part of their company, and the second part of the company had to have a little bit of a different name. But now I know. But then the other mall changed to the other spelling. So then they were the same. Yeah.
Did you just say that you remembered one of them being IES, not EY?
One was EY and one was IES, two different malls. Westmoreland Mall was one spelling and Monroeville Mall was the other spelling.
I have never heard anyone say they remembered Pennies with an IES. It's either Y or EY. Oh my gosh,
maybe it was EY. The thing was that it was two spellings. I may be confused on what the spellings were.
Okay, because I was going to say that would be a totally new thing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the word. Yeah. The point was one was spelled one way and one was spelled another way, and I noticed that, but I had never heard of the Mandela.
Yeah, it wasn't Pennies. It was Penny. Yeah, with IE.
Someone just donated, but I don't know if you want me to say anonymous or your YouTube name, because this is not a YouTube name. So if you want me to credit you, I want to say thank you, Please let me know who you are. If not, I'll go with anonymous.
Back in that same time frame, I saw Looney Tunes and Looney Tunes, different. But I thought it was the company sold off part of it. They couldn't have the same logo. That's what I chalked it up to the same thing. And I all my life, because I was born in 1959. Fruit Loops was Fruit, but along that same timeline, when I never heard of Mandela Effect, somewhere in there I started seeing FROOT. So those that the pennies, the Fruit Loops, and the Looney Tunes, they were all around the same sort of time frame, and I saw all three of those, but I didn't know about the Mandela Effect at that time.
Yeah, and also I've seen the Ford logo change. I think that must have been in the 70s or early 80s. I remember because we drove Fords back in the day, and especially my grandparents, they also drove a Ford like steadily. We might have different cars, but usually Ford. And I remember looking at the logo like, huh? Wasn't that? I remember the swirl, but the swirl was on the O of Ford. It was on the O. It actually made sense.
It was the same in Australia, boy. I remember because everyone's fanatics about Fords and Holdens here since way back,
Yeah. But I didn't know. I don't remember. I remember the moment looking at the logo like something is wrong with this. But
yeah.
But I remember the swirl, but it used to be in or on the O.
Oh, that's odd.
It's definitely on top of the O.
I remember the F being
right.
different.
Yeah.
The cross in the F was like a knife blade, or a ribbon ending.
Mm-hmm.
And the R was different. The R was like a writing arc. It was his name and the way he would write it.
Yeah.
Like a little stump,
Henry Ford. Yeah.
Wait, why is Level Playing Productions out? What happened? He says, "Hey Sandy, can you remove my wrench so someone else can have it? I'm out."
What?
What happened?
Don't know.
He got triggered.
I don't understand.
No.
I haven't been talking much, so I don't know.
Level Playing, what happened? I don't know. Was Level Playing backstage and I couldn't see him either? I actually had to scroll up to see the second row of people backstage. I couldn't see Voy either.
Hey, Andy, if you need more room, you can put me backstage and let somebody else come up. I need to take care of the dog for a few minutes anyway. So,
all right. Well, right now,
feel free to
right
do that.
now there's no one waiting, so you're good. But if I'll move you back if someone else joins. We actually still have. We only have 9. We can have up to 10, so we can still add one person right now.
I like the composition better when it's 9. When it's just the matrix.
All right. I have not heard back from the person. I did message them in PayPal. I don't like using real names without permission. So I'm just going to say thank you to SR. Thank you so much, SR. Let me, there we go. Thank you again, SR. If they update it, if they tell me who they are, I'll update it. If not, or was it? Wait a minute. No, it's a different picture. I'm going by the picture. I'm looking at profile pictures. I still can't. Still can't find it.
OCD friendly screen. Bit of Venom says, yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know.
He's tired of it all. The Mandela Effect.
No, probably the skeptics, I would say.
I think she's
That's
explaining.
a little annoying.
Yeah. Level
See,
playing.
I can't scroll up. I'd have to go. I'd have to go to. I'm gonna go to YouTube and scroll up and try to read comments.
But StreamYard will let you see all the comments, and YouTube probably won't.
No, it's the other way around. StreamYard only shows me to where Jackie said 5 or it's 7:29 a.m. It's 7:33. It only shows me like 20 comments.
Okay, so I can see here that he says, like, can we please boot this one? And then he's quite, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Dave.
Something about David.
He's just in the background not talking or something.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
no. We're just finding out what his problem is, and it's you. You know. Sorry, I mean, I'm not having a problem with you. I'm just trying to.
No, not at all.
Solve the mystery here.
Maybe I'll just say it's like a good to bother this person.
Must have been something you disagreed about with him.
Too much globe talk.
See, I think it's important for people who are questioning the Mandela Effect to talk about it instead of just making assumptions that, you know.
I mean, I'll leave if this is like affecting your show.
No, it's fine.
No,
You're being
don't leave.
respectful. You're not like somebody who's coming on and just saying everything's fake, or you know what I'm saying, like it's not real at all. I mean, you literally said you believe us and you are affected by Mandela effects, but you are trying to give a logical explanation for everything when there truly isn't. I don't believe there is.
No.
I mean, there are definitely times where people remember wrong. And I'll even say it. Like, I'll be like, I'm probably remembering this wrong.
Yeah, I do it all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I'm the echo.
And we don't want an echo chamber where everyone agrees, you know, that gets boring.
Yeah, but one of the best
Yeah,
proofs,
right. It's good to hear other opinions.
But one of the best proofs of it being changed, that the reality is changing and not us so much, is the patent of the brand of Fruit of the Loom, right? Because it actually states that it has a cornucopia in it.
Wait, where?
Don't you remember that Brian Stavely? He did a stream on it, and he showed the patent, and the patent of the brand actually has it mentioned. So it says like it has
I'm looking
a
for
couple of grapes and a couple of this and a couple of that and a cornucopia. It says that in the brand patent.
I'm looking up the patent right now. Trademark filing shows the current logo originally. Status was canceled. This is their old one, the first one. Yeah, it does. All right, Splatter, I'm sending you the link to the trademark.
Still, it's
Everyone answer your question?
Wow.
Did
It's in
everyone
the
answer your
background,
question? Huh?
What question? I'm showing the patent for.
No, like your original question. Like, I don't even think I answered it.
Which question?
The subject of the panel tonight. Like,
Oh,
Boy
I know.
hasn't answered.
I know. We will get to that in a
Like,
minute.
Totally went off track, like, for hours.
We have. But that's the thing.
We
Like, the
digress.
topic is just. The topic isn't required. It's there in case, you know, things go quiet. People don't have something to talk about. Bring up the topic. But really quickly, David,
Yeah.
can you see the screen?
Yes.
Right.
All right, scroll up to the top, Splatter.
Oh, really?
So here we can see the original Fruit of the Loom logo.
Mm-hmm.
This one was canceled, but this one is dated September 24th, 1974. Status date November 1988, excuse me. Filing date was November 12th, 1973. Scroll down, Splatter.
Yeah.
And it does say here, like Voice said, that the design searches for this are berries, grapes alone or in bunches, apples, baskets, bowls, other containers of fruit, including cornucopia, horn of plenty.
Right.
So that
that is one of the best proofs ever. That if you want proof for the Mandela effect, for reality changing us, here is an official proof for you. Right. Thank you for looking it up so quick, Sandy.
Yeah, it's no
quite
problem.
amazing.
Yeah. That was quick research.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how official things are, right? I mean, you know how to get there, and yeah, that's what it is. Didn't you see Stavely's show on that? Well,
I
apparently
did,
not.
but I completely forgot it. That's a long
Yeah.
time. That was a long time ago.
But I'm actually surprised that it's still there. I thought it would have changed by now, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's still there, and I'm looking at they have other patents here as well.
Well, I wouldn't call this residue, right? Because Jared says it's cool residue. This is not residue. This is proof. This is solid proof. This is not residue. This is proof.
I'm actually looking in Justia
Yeah, I
to
would
see if
agree.
there's a.
This is definitely more than residue. Because this
I'm
is-
looking
this
to
is
see if
made by
there's.
the actual company. Like I said, putting the thing on,
Oh, the mind. We cannot understand a word you're saying.
He was talking.
Yeah, that was talking. Yeah,
That was the weird noise.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was saying that was more than residue because this was put out officially by inside a legal facility. So that's more than just like somebody.
The mind. I still have no idea what you're saying. It's all garbled.
But why isn't it here though?
It's a goggle.
It's garbled.
I'm kidding.
Gobbledygook.
I'm joking. I was making a gargoyle joke, like the stone demon. Anyway, people got them outside their houses, making jokes. Anyway.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you
get
agree that is actually the best proof for reality changing? I mean, that's an official document. It must have been like 100 people putting it together, right?
So, just to let you guys know, Fruit of the Loom believes in the Mandela effect.
Is now Fruit of the Bloom. Oh my god.
No.
How crazy is that?
Fruit of the Loom tweeted in June of 2023, the Mandela effect is real. The cornucopia in our logo is not.
No, wow.
Fruit of the Whom.
That's a nice absurdistic comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that and send it to Splatter. That's great. So Fruit of the Loom believes in the Mandela effect. Splatter, messenger.
Fruit of the Doom.
It's
the end of the world.
But I was looking to see if I could find huh? Hold
Fruit
up.
of the
I have to look up the logo for a minute. Logo history. They're saying there's a plate. I don't remember a plate. Hold on.
a plate.
Well, it said so in the patent, right? Any container. What did it say? Containers or and a cornucopia, horn of plenty. It also talked about other containers.
Yeah. We
Right.
lost Splatter.
So it's not just that big.
I guess I think I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Yeah. And yes, that's a good point, LVA Paul. A lot of people learned what a cornucopia was because of the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Yes.
It's a big seashell, isn't it?
100%. No, it's like
No,
a,
it's a
Didn't exist
basket.
in my
It's
like a
time.
woven,
no, it's a kind of basket.
a
No,
tightly
Fruit of the
woven
Loom for me.
basket.
Never heard of
Oh,
it.
right.
Came
It's
with
like
the
a
Mandela
seashell.
Effect.
Or a big giant horn from a big elk or something. I don't know.
There we are.
All right.
Oh,
So here's the tweet. There was can you zoom in on the top? Are you able to?
No. There's no little plus on here.
No, you'd have to do the controls
Yeah,
scroll,
I can
whatever
try
you do.
that.
I love crosswords.
Oh.
Anyway, at the top
No.
you can see it's the Fruit of the Loom Twitter account. The Mandela Effect is real. The cornucopia in our logo is not. So, yeah.
That's so bogus.
And yeah, a lot of companies have tried to cash in on the Mandela Effect. Fruit of the Loom on April Fool's Day 2013. They put the cornucopia all over their website. Skechers, as Philo Fire points out, 1 year punked us on April Fools as well by throwing the T into Skechers again.
Yeah.
And then also Cup of Noodles. That is a Time Mandela Effect. And I say that because it was Cup O Noodles. The company name was Cup of Noodles. They changed the company name. I don't know the year. I'm going to look it up. What year?
1993.
1993.
It was the 70s, and then it changed to 1993. But
Okay,
originally it changed in the 70s, and then it changed again. So yeah, Cup of Noodles flips around all over the place and changes. Yeah, it's very
Okay,
shifty.
regardless, many in the Mandela Effect community remember it being Cup O Noodles through the 2010s. So that's why it's a Time Mandela. The company did change it, but they changed it much earlier than we remember. It should have been Cup O Noodles after I graduated high school. But it was, Cup Noodles, just Cup Noodles after I graduated high school. But it was Cup O Noodles until 2015 for me.
Right. It's always been Cup O Noodles here, isn't it? In Australia, Jackie?
No, it's Cup Noodles.
Could we look at the Steeler logo? We were doing logos like 5 guests ago.
Yeah, I have to get that though. Wait a minute.
Personally, the main topic of people majorly changing, I haven't had any real experiences with that so far.
All I know is Cup of Noodles have graphene in it, apparently. I don't know.
Splatter, there's a link in the background for you for LJ's Steelers logo. Another logo that we covered, Gemini Vision remembers the Raiders. He remembers the patch on the other eye. He covered that about 6-7 years ago.
Really?
This thing on Steelers is very subtle, and it could be, like you said, a company change or something, or just like.
Well, we're gonna find out. I sent him the link to Logopedia where we can see all the logos.
Okay.
It's just a small little thing. It's the main thing looks the same to me. The main logo looks the same.
Yeah. Cup of Noodles.
I had to get screen back to normal size.
Control 0.
Well, yeah, I can make it bigger now, but I mean, to get to this, I had to make it smaller because it was like way too big.
That's good. Just scroll down. You're good where you are.
That's good there now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a
Scroll down.
survey of the best
Well, it's
invention
pirates
from
down here or
China,
something.
and it was 2-minute noodles. You know,
You just
was
want one of these big ones?
What the heck? Yeah, I don't know any of these. Hold on. Don't know that one either. That's the one we know.
Yeah.
That's 1969 to 2001, LJ. Does that look right to you? LJ?
666.
I think it
And
should
they
be.
only put it on one
Gosh.
It should be
Wait a minute.
a black
Splatter.
circle. Huh.
Splatter. Just leave it right there. I'm taking you off the screen. LJ dropped out.
Oh.
What's a Steeler?
It's the United States football team.
All right. We don't have any of that information here.
Yeah,
But
and they only
that
put
logo,
the
the last logo that you showed looked like, more like a company than a team, than a sports team. I mean,
I agree.
I thought it was a company.
No,
Yeah, right.
Splatter.
They
Splatter,
named
I
their
wanted you
team
to
after the U.S. Steelworkers.
I want you to stay right there. Right there. Just wait until LJ comes back, please.
Oh yeah, I was just like the other guy. He mentioned something, so I wanted to go back. And I was gonna come back.
I got you. Just hope LJ comes back, because that was the whole point of showing that.
It's not like Boy wanted to see the other one.
I know. I just figured wait instead of going through it twice. Wait till she gets back.
We can't wait.
Oh, we just lost somebody else. Ah. David just left. So, going around the room real quick. We'll start with Boy. While we wait for LJ to come back. The topic at hand, like Jackie was saying. Oh, wait. Is that LJ? Is that David? It's LJ. LJ, welcome back.
Almost.
She's spinning on me. There she is. LJ, I'm putting the Steelers back on the screen.
Okay, I got kicked out for about the third time.
Yeah, I know. It keeps happening to me too. And David's not here anymore. I don't know if he got kicked out or if he left.
Let's see. The letters look pretty normal. The steel symbol looks normal. It's the silver or gray circle. I don't remember the circle being that color.
What color do you remember it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, let's see what it looks like after 2001. Scroll down, Splatter. Now that's black and silver. That looks weird.
No.
And the font has thickened.
It was solid black.
The diamonds maybe are a little bit different because they look kind of even. They might have looked more elongated, tall wise, like taller, thinner, maybe, or maybe not. Not that sure.
Orange and red seem right, but the blues should be purple. You know, like we've got to go all Masonic.
No, blue is definitely blue. It stands for water.
Is it?
And red stands for iron ore, and yellow stands for fire. Those are what you need to make steel. So those colors are, and the main colors of Steelers are black and gold, but then they throw in the white and blue because of the white background and the blue in the steel symbol.
I was going by Masonic colors, maybe. That's how it should have been. Sorry. I digress.
Did SR come forward? Did anybody notice anyone in the chat saying it was them who donated? Or are we sticking with SR for now?
I didn't notice.
Jennifer remembers a yellow circle, and that sounds right to me.
Black and gold are the colors, so it might have been shown in black, it might have been shown in gold, even in white on a black background, but I just don't remember this gray silver color. It doesn't make sense to me. I do remember that, of course, they're saying this is 2002 to present, so that's possible, but I remember the Steeler name being bigger and the steel mark being smaller in the background, but that could be a company change. I don't know.
No, it's not a company change. We just showed it wasn't.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think about
I
the
remember the steel symbol not centered with the Steelers was bigger and more across, and then the steel symbol was off to one side and more in the background. And I think the diamonds were taller and thinner, more elongated.
Now, I do have a logo with it black. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I saw. Go ahead, show it. I did see some
Yeah.
black ones when I just looked at logos. The black
But
looked
this
okay.
is a very bad logo to begin with. What would you say, Sandy? I mean, it's
And they only put it on one side of their helmet.
Oh, it's
it's like
totally crap.
something. It's like a logo that a teenager would design.
Yeah.
Yes. The thing is, I don't think they, like, I never understood why they named their team that. Like, there's got to be more things that you could have a mascot with for a football team.
Oh no, Pittsburghers love this. I mean, at least they used to love it.
We have the steel town. That's where they made all the steel.
Right,
so-
you know, the whole town was steel mills, and that's where
Yeah.
everybody worked.
Yeah.
It's
So
such a lame ass logo.
The Pittsburghers don't have any objection to the logo or the name. They love it. They're proud of it.
Oh yeah, they're
They-
Steelers no matter what because
So,
the
so,
steel.
so
Yeah.
so the
Right.
logo maker actually did a good job, right?
It
Yeah,
makes
well,
sense here. It won't make
Okay.
sense to some other city or some other country, but to
Yeah.
Pittsburghers, it makes sense.
That makes sense. That
Don't
makes
those
sense.
colors represent the materials to go in to make steel?
Yes, it's water, iron ore, and fire.
Mhm.
The blue is water, the red is iron ore, and the yellow is fire.
Splatter, let me know when you have that picture up on the screen because I'm in my editing app.
What picture?
The one I just sent you on Messenger.
On Messenger. Okay. I don't always have that available.
Pittsburghers like the uniforms because they look mean. The black and the gold, it looks mean.
Yeah,
So
that's
they kind
probably
of
what
like that.
she's
That
thinking.
in Pittsburgh, per person, Pittsburgh buys more football gear of their team than any other city in the country. So people have a room in their house that's decorated Steelers. A lot of people drive a Steelers car.
Okay.
They wear the men all wear Steeler jackets. They love the stuff. They love to have the Steeler stuff. And as they put up Steeler
That's
lights,
weird.
like Christmas lights on their house, they'll put up black and gold lights on their house.
Give me a second,
They
Splatter.
do that here in Columbus.
Yeah.
Someone drew the Steelers logo with Steelers crooked and the stars askew.
Oh no.
I wonder if this looks familiar to LJ. Give me a minute. I'm gonna mess with the logo. Let me get that on the screen for you.
Yeah, I think
So
I
here's-
think LJ's gonna like this one.
Here's a black one.
She's gonna look at this and say, "Yep, that's what I remember."
That looks better. That looks way better.
That does look way better. I agree.
It does look better. That might
It's got the
be
yellow
like-
and the black.
I wouldn't say that's like a real official one that I remember, but there could be more than one. They do come out with different versions, so that could be it. That could be a version of it.
Yeah, the communist grey didn't look good.
No, that just did not look good at all.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody saying in chat, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Our main colors are black and gold. That's their main two colors. or black.
I don't have any memories of this, of course.
Nah,
but
I
this
don't
looks
either,
better.
but
Yeah.
that
Nope,
looks
nope.
right. Anyway,
Oh well,
I am
we tried.
it's an
We
American thing.
try.
I'm doing Photoshop right now, guys. Give me a minute. Well, give me a couple minutes while I do this.
Couple minutes.
I mean, please keep talking while I'm working here.
Oh. Well, yeah. I can't talk to myself.
Yeah,
I know
I agree with
Come on,
I agree
Splatter,
with
hurry
RJ.
Well,
that looks
actually,
kind
I
of
can,
busy.
but you wouldn't want to
That
hear me talking.
logo looks kind of busy. And why would you have Steelers twice? Steelers in the center and Steelers on the outside.
The way that Steelers is spelled and the font.
Yeah, it looks like something that's like
used,
on a patch or something that you.
It looks so unprofessional.
It does. It does.
But yeah, but
That's
the
too
old
busy.
picture.
That's too many.
Yeah,
that doesn't look right to me.
Maybe the 1950s.
Yeah,
50s or 60s
basically, if
logo.
you took that last picture, just take out the Pittsburgh Steelers around the outside of the edge and just make that black line a solid black line with no writing in it and no yellow. That's
Right.
what I remember for like
Yeah,
the logo
they
on the helmet
showed
and
that.
stuff.
There were
Yeah.
pictures like that, and that looked okay to me. That looked better.
It's some graphic designer got paid $10 for that, you know.
Right.
That steel symbol was not invented by the football team. That was a pre-existing symbol. That was put on crates and on people. A lot of people that worked in the steel industry, especially if they were just hauling things around, they might not speak English. They might not read or write. So it wasn't just the steel industry. All different products and companies just had symbols that would be on things. So people that didn't read or write or didn't speak English, oh, this is steel, or this is something for the steel company. So that steel mark was not invented by the football team. It was adopted by the football team. But those are the three elements for steel.
Yeah, that makes sense. But the whole Steelers thing next to it, that doesn't make any sense at all. It would look so much better without the Steelers on the inside, right? Just
right, I agree. That
looks like
whole thing doesn't look right. There's too much.
That makes it look bad. That makes it look bad.
It's kind of redundant having it here and here.
Right. I don't remember that symbol like that at
That's
all.
true. That's it's just have Pittsburgh and then the Steelers here, but not down here. No, it's twice, and that's no.
Yes,
that's redundant.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the word.
I'm making a slide right now with variations, with the colors you guys mentioned versus how it is, and I also did one that's going to be ugly because the quality's bad, but it's got the stars skewed and the word skewed. I don't know. It looks weird to me, but maybe it looks right to you. I don't know. I'm sending it to Splatter.
Any real Steelers fan would like it or recognize it or hate it. One of the ones.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I grew up in Columbus as a Browns fan, and the Browns played the Steelers twice a year, and they were, rivals many times over the, 2 decades. So I've seen the Steelers. I had Steelers fans in, Columbus. So yeah, I recognize the logo, and yeah, it looks different.
That's a couple of the nastiest fans.
Give me a moment. I gotta see who this is. I don't know. Hold on. I gotta write a message.
Gotta write a message. Do.
Yeah.
I was in college, going to the first school I went to, and I had this standing date every Tuesday night with a senior guy, and he would pay for this movie and pizza as long as I got the pizza he wanted. Anyway, he was from Houston, and he was telling me all year all the reasons why Houston was better than the Steelers, which I didn't care. I didn't even care if they were better. And then we wound up in the Super Bowl, and he had 150 reasons why Houston was going to beat Pittsburgh. And then, of course, we beat them. So that was probably the most fun I ever had with the Steelers, because I've been watching it the last couple of years because I have some girlfriends that are really into it. Some like just for social reasons, I'm into it for them, but I'm just not. Football isn't my thing.
Right now, I'm going to use initials if I don't get a message back.
Football's good for the masses. It keeps them off the streets and fetch the ball. Get the ball.
I'm not a big
Splatter.
Look.
The next, you should be able to hit right or left or leave and come back.
Oh yeah, I should be able to. That's right. It's on Facebook. Okay, hang on a sec. I got it. I forgot about that for a second. Thank you.
Oh.
So there you go, guys. There's a gold one. There's a black one. Now look at that weird one I saw.
Yeah,
how they
that's
have it
weird.
skewed.
The black one looks the most normal to me. It's still the word is too small. The diamonds are too big. They're not elongated, but that's the closest one.
Well, I can mess with that stuff later.
Yeah.
That'll take a little bit, but this was the easiest thing I could do was change
Yeah,
the
that
border.
warped one looks real. I've
Yeah,
never seen that.
The warped one would be in the 70s if it was real.
No, I was here in the 70s. Nope.
Oh yeah, okay. I know.
It might
that's
help.
when the Steelers were hot. That's when we were winning all the Super Bowl rings back then. Mean Joe Green and the Iron Curtain.
Yeah, I was going to say it might help if you did it on a black background, because the helmets are black, and that's what, a lot of people that are just, watching it, they're seeing it on a black helmet.
True.
And then I could see the gold ring looking better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it right, damn it. The black background.
Just
just a
move.
suggestion.
Just remove the whole word Steelers. That only then it will look all right to me.
No, that's not right though. That's in the logo.
I know, but still, it only makes sense to me if it doesn't say Steelers. I can imagine it without the word, and it will look so much better. But I said that before. I don't want to repeat myself. So.
Well, you better complain to the owner of the team.
I should. Right? I'm gonna write a letter. Oh.
It's funny. Steelers is like people who thieve from you. Like.
Yeah, but that's English. It's with the EA instead of the EE.
Yeah, it's the wrong steel.
But it sort of reminds you of that. So you think they're thieving off the land, and I wouldn't have had that name, but
yeah, at least in my language, it makes sense because steel would be called staal and stelen would be called stelen, right?
Oh,
steel and staal. We still have the difference, but you don't.
You have to warn everybody.
It's steel.
It's a stelen staal. Yeah.
The Steelers are coming to town. Put your stuff away. Lock it up.
What do you call these people that look for copper and
make badges out of it and put them on police?
The Pittsburghese is actually a dialect of the English language because it's so strange. We have our own words for everything, and we have you can hear me. We have a very thick accent. And so actually here they're the Stillers with an I, Stillers. Or they even get a W in there sometimes, like Steelers. Like Elmer Fudd would say it.
Scrappers. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Angel. Yeah.
I am looking to see if I get a message back before I do the thank you. Let's get this off the screen. If not, like I said, I'll just use initials. I'm just going to use initials. If they respond, I'll say thank you again. That's all. So thank you to RH. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you're hearing this and you're RH and want me to say who you are in the chat, let me know. Thank you. Hello, Rob.
Woo.
I'm doing.
I think I said Iron Curtain. It was the Steel Curtain, of course. But I'm tired, so my brain just switches words.
Oh, Siren
Yeah.
Offspring. Oh, thank you, Siren Offspring. Just in time for me to the banner. I can put Siren Offspring in the banner.
Right on.
Thank you, Siren Offspring.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I might go, guys. I'm pretty tired. I'm going to go to sleep to watching Star Wars Andor series. It's probably the best Star Wars series out of all of it.
It's all that indoctrinated.
No, why even to say that. But it's a pretty good series, actually. It's a standalone type show. Yeah. It's not trying to be woke either. But
Oh, thank you,
anyway,
Drya.
that's my show review.
Anyway, have a good night.
Yeah, good night, Splatter. Sandy, boy.
Good night, Ken.
Back
Thanks for
here.
being here. We're going to be
Yeah,
going soon
it
as
was
well.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
got
real
cold nights, so I go to bed early because below zero nights, it's like.
Yeah, we're already an hour overtime.
You know what? I'm jealous. I'm jealous,
getting
Ken.
old. Yeah.
I would
And
much
I can
prefer.
wake up and not have to go to work. I never get over that. It's such a
Or the
beautiful
winter,
thing.
heading into winter.
I would much
Anyway,
prefer
good
going
night,
into
guys.
winter than going into summer.
Oh, I want summer back.
Oh no, we can trade. You
I
can have
hate the
it.
cold. Anyway,
All right.
God bless everyone, and peace out, and have a good week. Yep.
You
Cheers.
too, Ken. Have a good
Sleep
night.
well, Ken, and wake up healthy in the morrow.
Yes. That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
So, I have to mute because I'm going to be making noise with a plastic bag to empty out my ashtray. Before I do that, Jared's giving Siren the donut. Boy, do you have any personal Mandela effects where people around you are different?
Constantly.
Boy.
No, yeah. Yes, I did. You want me to talk about it? Because that's going to be a whole new stream.
You could. How about one story? One example.
One story. Let me think about that. Ask somebody else, because there's so many. I have to choose one. It's.
Oh, who that?
All right, who wants to go next then? While Boy's thinking.
Who did we lose?
We lost Everjosh. LJ, is there anyone different in your life?
No, I said that earlier. I haven't
did,
had
you did.
that happen yet. Not so far.
Jackie, is anyone different in your life?
Everybody.
Sorry?
Everyone's different in her life.
What? What do you mean everyone's different?
I don't
know.
Oh, I
asking.
believe that there's no solid version of anyone. I do believe that, but as for drastic changes, no.
No drastic changes.
Memory changes, yeah. Like my parents remember like us attending like a penguin parade. I have no memory of that. I remember everything else about that trip, but I don't remember any penguin parade because where I'm from, penguins live in Antarctica and they don't walk around on Australian beaches. So I don't remember that. And my mum had that Sex and the City flip-flop memory thing going on. Well, it wasn't a flip-flop. It was just she remembered it one way and then remembered it a different way. Yeah, nothing too drastic. I remember like people saying things differently, as I said. Like I've rewatched lives and just the words have changed. It means the same thing. They've just swapped the words out. So I've had that experience. even on TV shows as well, the same thing. Like people say one thing, oh, they're so crazy, and then it changed to they're so insane, or the other way around, or whatever. So it's just like the words will change, and then, or sentences will be said differently or whatever. But like, yeah, like as for personality, no. Oh, I've had names change as well. Like I know people who've like their names spelled differently, but their personality's still the same. They're still the same. It's just that they're either their memories change or the spelling of their name changes, but their personality still stays intact. Like I haven't noticed any drastic personality changes really. That you would consider to be out of normal. Like everyone changes. Everyone like all the time people are changing like normally. Like you
No,
know
I'm
what I mean?
talking like
So
personalities and stuff like that.
no, I haven't noticed anything like that, honestly. I haven't noticed anyone have a personality change. For me. No.
No, I understand. Okay.
Not outside of normal growing up and changing and changing your views on things and whatever. Like, no, it's just that the spelling of their names, words are said differently and memories changing and stuff like that. That's about it.
So here's my question then. Do you believe people when they say, like we were saying earlier tonight, well, last night, because it's 8 a.m. here, do you believe people when they say, like, I used to have kids that don't exist anymore, or I have a kid that I don't know, or
That sounds so weird to me. Like,
I had heard of someone, their sister has an extra kid now, that they don't remember and their family members don't remember. Like I heard of that, like last year or the year before. I think it's possible. I think anything is possible. I think you can glitch people in, glitch people out. Memories get mixed up. It's all just a spaghetti mess. People's memories are just a mess, spaghetti, just like ridiculous. But I do believe that can happen, but I just think it's highly unlikely. I think it doesn't even feel like it really can happen until it happens to you. Right now, do I think that that's ever going to happen in my family? Do I think I'm ever going to see that, like know anyone who that's really happened to? Based on my experience in life, probably not. I've never heard of that before. I've never seen that, experienced that. I haven't even experienced these personality changes. So, do I believe it can happen to other people in their world, in their reality? Yeah, 100%. But for me, I don't think that it's going to happen. But anything is possible.
because like I said, I have seen videos of people who have said there was that woman crying hysterically in the mirror in the bathroom about how her husband is not her husband, it's a stranger, and she was her child was gone, and I can't imagine that. That'd be like my cat being gone for me, and that would be devastating.
See, the thing is, there is no solid version of anyone, and that's what people have to kind of let go of. There's no like, oh, my husband's gone, because it's like you wouldn't even know how many different versions that you've gone through. Like, unless you sat down every day and you question them on memories and on stuff, if you taught you, it literally would have to be a couple thing, and it would
No,
have to
wait,
be like
wait. I
experimenting with
wasn't clear.
reality.
I wasn't clear. She said that it was a
Right.
different person. Her husband
Like,
was a different person, like a different name, different person, different person.
oh, like as in physically look different.
Physically different person, yes.
Oh, right, yes. Well,
Like she
I
woke up
believe
in a
that can
new
happen. I just think
life.
right. Oh, right, yeah. I believe it's possible. I definitely do. I mean, if people can interact with a plant and then be in a different life, then why wouldn't that be possible as well? Like,
If
I
she made a
think that
different
anything's
choice,
possible.
yeah.
I just think it's highly unlikely. Just because like it's like you rarely hear about it happening to someone in your own personal life.
Ken's
Do you know what I
back.
mean?
Yeah. Ken's back.
Oh, sorry. some reason I'm still streaming on my channel. There's something I've.
You want me
I've
to turn
got
it off?
Oh, that must be it. Yeah.
I can stop it.
View on YouTube. Remove.
I can remove it if you want me to remove it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I didn't realize I was still live. And no, that's cool.
Well, let's keep going until we end here.
Yeah.
Well, which do you want me to do? Do you want me to leave it going, or do you want me to remove it because you've left?
Yeah, leave it going. Yeah.
Let it go. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about preliminals. Well, yeah. Okay. I mean, we have her.
Okay, she just cut out. All right. Good night, Ken. Yeah,
Good night.
it'll turn off when we go off.
Oh, right. Okay, that's all right. That's what I want to know, actually. Yeah.
Well, it's more hours on your channel, so it's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It counts.
No, that's good. Okay, guys. Excellent. Good night. It was a great night. Good stream. Yep.
Good night again.
Thanks, Ken. Good night.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Sorry, Jackie, are you there?
I don't know what happened there.
There you go. You're back. You're back. We can hear you.
Okay.
You disappeared for a minute mid-sentence.
Yeah, that's all right. You have to be very experimental to find out, how much someone can change, like memory-wise. And it's really difficult unless you're with someone. Like I don't know. I think like eventually I'll find out, but it's going to take some time. It'll take flip-flops, like common ones that other people are aware of, and not like just my own personal ones. It will need to be like the main ones that other people are aware of to see like when it changes. Will they say, "Oh yeah, that changed the same time," or will they say like, "Oh, that changed like 5 years ago"? So like right now, everyone knows it's Fruit Loops FROOT, but tomorrow, if for me it switched to FRUIT, like I would need to find out what if you tell me, oh well, that changed back to FRUIT 5 years ago. Obviously, I wouldn't consider you to be the same person as you are right now. Because right now you remember it being FROOT for like how many years has it been FROOT for you now?
A decade, almost.
A decade. That's a long time. That is like a long time. So it's going to be difficult unless like it changes for me. And then if you say something different to what you're saying now, then I would not consider you to be the same person. But I just wouldn't even consider the previous, like this you to be even like real. Like I wouldn't really consider that to be. It's just like a memory at that point. You're just a memory, and the current you remembers Fruit Loops being FRUIT for 5 years or whatever. But until that happens, I mean, I tried to do it with Nightbot, but that didn't work. So I don't know. But I remember you saying that.
Jackie, what is real? I mean, in your perception.
I'm not getting into this. I'm not in the mood to get into that. But I'm just saying. I'm just talking to Sandy about my opinion on.
Did you cut out again? I think her internet keeps going in and out. I would say it did because she's very quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's one of the questions that one will be asked if one says that nothing is real, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I have asked my mom, and like I said, like someone jokingly said, my mom just got tired of it. But I don't talk to my mom about the Mandela effect that often at all. Like, I will randomly ask her a question, like maybe once or twice every 6 months. It's not like I'm constantly questioning her about the Mandela effect. And before, she would answer, no problem. She wasn't super interested, but she wasn't like, I don't know. Now she just gets annoyed immediately, doesn't even want to answer. gets angry if I even ask, like, push it at all. And she was never like that. But
Hello?
hey, but I will
No.
remind you. We can hear you again. I will tell it again in case some of you missed it. I have had friends completely change personalities ever since the events of 2021.
Yeah, but that's obviously not what I'm talking about, though. Like, right?
Yeah, I know.
Jabberwocky.
Yeah, but we cannot categorize it.
You thought you did it right. Categorize it.
Categorize it
I remember
under that, right? Because that's something else that happened. That's
yeah. So it's an external force.
I question my memories, though. I question, like, you know, sometimes it's really hard because I remember seeing Nightbot as 2 words, like a month or so ago, like weeks ago. And you said, oh yeah, Nightbot has changed to 2 words. That's what I remember you saying. Nightbot has changed to 2 words. And we were like, oh yeah. And then I was trying to remember Nightbot as 1 word. I was like trying to remember that. I was like, oh, like, do I remember that? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I do remember Nightbot as 1 word. I was like, I'm pretty sure, but I wasn't certain. I wasn't like 100%. I was like, I'm pretty sure Nightbot was 1 word, but I'm not like 100%. And then for like days or like maybe like a week, you know, like until I noticed that it's back to 1 word, you know, I saw it as 2 words and I kept looking at it thinking like, oh, you know, like, do I remember like 1 word? You know, it was still on my mind. And, you know, you said it was like a recent thing or like whatever. And, but now I question that. Like, I'm like, it just seems like, because if you don't remember that and it's like 1 word now I'm like, what if I actually just created that memory and I'm misremembering, you know, like, what if there are genuine cases where you just make it up? Because we're so, like, focused on this stuff all the time, like, or what if I got it the wrong way around or something and you said it was always like
it was
2
just
words,
1
like,
word. Nightbot was always just 1 word because that's
yeah, for you, but I'm talking about my memory. I'm not talking about
There we go.
I'm not talking about
but
your memory. Your memory's irrelevant.
Your memory
But-
is per definition not real because that's your theory, that's your model.
Yes,
Nothing is
exactly.
real.
But that's not what I'm talking
So
about. That's not what
I'm
I'm
not
talking
taking
about.
you into account. You know, you're pretty much
I'm not
unreal.
taking you into account, bro. This is like what I remember Sandy saying. Oh, I don't remember you saying
No,
anything
here we
about
go.
it. What?
Philofire remembers Nightbot 4 ways. Nightbot, Nite, 1 word, 2 words, Night, 1 word, 2 words.
Interesting. I've never seen it spelt like that. It was just Nightbot 1 word, and then I saw it as Nightbot 2 words. And you said that it had changed recently to 2 words. That's what you said.
Well, see, I kind of remember that. We were talking about it in the chat.
I haven't even noticed.
So you do remember that? Well, yeah, exactly. Well, then anyway, people who don't notice stuff, I don't even understand why they're like.
Well, you just
have an
assumed.
opinion.
You didn't let me answer. You just assumed.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about
Mhm.
Void.
It's just Jackie reacts to every second word, you know. So there's no.
Anyway, Sandy, can you just
There's no
I want to
line
know
of
what you
logic.
remember. I want to know what
Really
Sandy
a line of
remembers.
logic because nothing
Oh
is
my
real.
God.
So it's just
Wait, there is a
every-
question in the chat. I want everyone to stop and answer, please. Was it ever Nick at Night, Night, or just Nite? Nick at Night, guys.
Well,
Those
that
of you
didn't
in the
exist
NIT.
for me. I think that's a
NITE.
Mandela effect or something. That didn't exist for me in Australia. Oh no,
Yeah, that's
it isn't. Right, it isn't. It a
It's a
couple
US
of
thing.
years ago, I think it was in 2023, Australia got Nick at Night. And I was like, what the hell is that? I thought it was a Mandela effect, but it's not. But Australia never had Nick at Night. We always had just Nickelodeon. Anyway.
God, I watched Nick at Night every single night. Every single night.
Me too.
But it was
We didn't have
NITE for
it.
me.
Yep.
It was
We didn't have it.
NITE for me all the time.
I think it was NITE. Yeah, I think from memory. Like
watch too
what I
much
saw.
TV still.
It was. It was. It
You
was
still
tonight.
watch
I'm
too
guessing
much
it's not now.
I don't know.
They play it in McDonald's. Like I see it on the TV in McDonald's.
Oh no, Super Mario. We are not pushing for another 13-hour stream. No, we are not.
No, we're gonna end like right now. Good night.
Yeah, we're going to be ending
No.
very, 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 very soon because otherwise we won't have a show tonight.
Mhm.
I have to get work done before I go to sleep. But yeah, so
Sandy, do you remember? Huh?
Okay.
So
yeah,
you do
we're.
remember what I remember.
I do.
So
But
what are your thoughts on that? So what are your thoughts on that?
What?
you mean if it changing from one word to two words to one word?
Yeah, like do you
It's a
agree with
flip
that?
flop for me. Yeah, it's a flip flop for me. I've seen it both ways.
But it
But I
happened to
originally remember one word, and then I saw it two words, and it's back to one word.
what the hell? So we had a flip flop at the same time.
Right.
That's interesting.
That's usually how it works.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say usually how it works.
No, I mean usually in the Mandela Effect community, we do experience flip flops at the same time. Usually, a group of people experiences a flip flop around the same time.
My boy.
That's how it used to be, I think, for you guys. But you know, I've seen different. You know, when things change for me, usually I get told, "Oh, that's an old Mandela effect from years ago," or you know, or I'll see something change, and then I'll look at posts, and you know, these posts about the changes are going back years. It's like this just happened for me. It just changed recently, and then I look on Reddit, and they're talking about it from like 7 or 8 years ago. Sometimes
Yeah, but
even further back.
this is something
You know what I
that
mean?
this is
My
a
God.
symptom that often happens, right, in the Mandela affected community or people, podium, however you want to call it. I'd like to call it. I'd like to call it a podium rather than a community. But you hear some people say, "Well, that's not a Mandela effect because you know I've always known this to be a fact." That's not how it works, and that's. Some people are affected by some things and not by other things.
Yeah,
and that's just how it works. And you got to, you got to respect their changes, even if they're personal changes. But what I cannot respect is somebody saying, "Well, that's not a Mandela effect." that's just not a thing. Everything can be a Mandela effect, and I think you should believe people for what they say. You know, if it is a Mandela, if it is a change for them or a metaphysical change for them, then it is a change for them. You know, that's how I deal with it. That's how I try to deal with it. I'm mansplaining. Yeah.
I just saw that.
True, that's true. I'm sitting here with my legs out wide. Yeah. That's
Wasn't
I
Boy
think that's man spreading.
was going to tell us a story about somebody
want
changing
more?
in his life.
Yeah, man
Yes.
spreading. He was.
Yeah.
Boy,
I was conflating it. I was.
LJ said that you
And
were going
It
to.
got noticed. It got noticed.
Boy, LJ was reminding you that you were going to tell us a story about someone changing.
Yeah. And then the conversation changed, right? And but still, here I am. You know, owing you the answer. I haven't come up with a good one yet. Give me some more time.
A little bit more time because we're going to be going very, very soon.
Well.
I'm giving it probably about another 10 minutes or so. Because I honestly I have to get work done or there won't be a show tonight.
Yeah.
And I still have to sleep. So.
Well, you know, I can always just sneak out of the room without saying anything.
No, you can't do that.
No. Hey, half our panel did. Noel did. The Mind did. David did. They just
Dave
left.
did.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, but I will owe you the answer in the next show, I think.
That sounds good. We
Okay.
can do that.
Yeah,
Is
that
there
just doesn't
anything?
make any sense to me. It's just leaving. Like,
Yeah, I
want to
know.
say goodbye.
Quantum Play does it all the time. So, guys, is there anything else you want to mention before we head out? I'm sorry, Super Mario.
I'm good.
I have to get work done for the show.
Well, this
No,
was a good
no.
show. We had a lot of new people and old people, so it was good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I agree. It was a great show. Not too
Yeah.
much fighting this time around.
Not enough.
Oh, they're all crying, guys.
Not too much, but just enough. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, guys, it's 8:30 a.m. here. I got to do work or there's no show. Yes, we'll all be together again tonight.
Yeah, and I see the brightness here at 5:30 in the morning. I can see it now.
I'll see you all in the chat probably.
Okay,
That sounds good.
I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna say goodbye to LJ, Splatter, Jackie, Ever Josh, and Sandy in particular. See you on the next one.
Thank you, boy,
Yeah,
for
thanks
being
for being
here.
here.
Good
Good
night.
talking to you.
Good
Good
day.
night. We'll see you on the next one. All right, guys. So I am going to do shout outs now. It is time for shout outs. If I miss you, say hello in the chat because I may have missed some people when I had to walk away. Sasso. Who's Sasso? Sasso.
Will. There's a Will Sasso.
Will Sasso cracked me up. They all did, said Philo.
Sandy, do you think this
Yeah.
is weird that in 1998, in Australia it says Nick at Night shifts back to 8:30 p.m. on weekdays, and then in 2000, Nick at Night closes and Nickelodeon becomes a 24-hour channel, and that's where my childhood begins, I guess. That's just weird. Like, why would they have it? And then
matches my memory.
it matches mine too. I just don't understand why they would, close it. I mean, and then I miss out on my childhood. I missed out on Nick at Night.
Nick at Night was like, it was just, okay, so Nickelodeon was more kid-oriented content. Really quickly first, while the thing's on the screen. I thought she was talking about Suso. I don't know who Will Sasso is. That's why I was laughing. I thought she meant Suso. And
He started off on Mad TV, then he's been on lots of other shows since then.
Gotcha. So it was kid-oriented content, Nickelodeon, right? At night, it would switch. It's like the whole channel changed to black and white television. They would play stuff from the 50s and the 60s. So they advertised Nick at Night because it was like different content. Whole different content format. Mr. Ed, Donna Reed, My Three Sons, the Patty Duke Show. All these shows from my parents' childhood were now on at night on Nickelodeon. So that was Nick at Night. And then they got rid of it, I guess, and it's just Nickelodeon 24/7, I guess. I don't even think Nickelodeon's on the air anymore here.
Oh, Nick at Night still exists. I saw it for the first time at Macca's. They were playing it at Macca's actually because we have TVs at McDonald's in Australia. I don't know if you guys do, but at McDonald's we have TVs, and I've never seen that before. And I was thinking, what is Nick at Night? I'd never seen it before because obviously in Australia it says they started 1995. Nickelodeon launches with Nick at Night, and then in 2000 in Australia it closed. So when I started watching Nickelodeon, it wasn't a thing. And plus, I mean, at that age, I probably wasn't watching Nickelodeon at night anyways. I started watching, MTV and the music channels as a teenager late at night. But yeah, that was later on, obviously. And I don't remember seeing Nick at Night, when I was a teenager either. I just never seen it, so. Right, because you'd have to go past Nickelodeon, Disney on Foxtel to get to the music channels, or you could just, anyways, never mind. You guys don't have Foxtel.
All right, but yeah, I am gonna do shout outs now so we can I can get off of here and do work before I go to sleep. But there will be a Mandela Effect show tonight. I have a lot to cover, so much. That's why I have so much work to do. So
Or you can join my live and listen to documentaries while you work.
all right, hold up. The list. Tonight we had Splatter 420, Sag Arm Mandela Effect Jose, Jackie McCarran, Geek was here, Neo Freak 91X, Pushin' Button 62, Rainwater, Mr. Super Sidewinder, Noel aka Stinky N, Sue Finelli or Sue F was here, Kieran just made an appearance, Schneider, Red Storm, Chicago Cubby Bear, Speedy Romans, Rudy Dog. If I don't say your name, say hi at the bottom of the chat. I may have missed some people. Jennifer was here. Jessica S. Ken Rotman. In the studio, Michael Fontaine. Hunter O. Musk. Preliminal. Vinny Pots and Pans. LJ. Kim Ray. Noise Guru. Channel 727. General Sorrow. Connie Wood. Cheryl I'm so sorry. Austin 108. Mustard Seed of Faith. The Mind. Dark. It should say Dark Knight something. But FE Nation was there, so I don't know what happened there. Dark Knight. Oh, I know this. Gnomes. Dark Knight Gnomes. FE Nation. Maria. Post Anything 2. Max Power. Scott Level Realm. Bomber. Joe Bloor. Melted Syracuse, New York. Welcome to the 1500 Club. Paul Foster. Welcome to the 1500 Club. FAP. Bit of Venom. Ben. Real or Not for Real. Everjosh. Fast Hemi. Ryugami Mikado. Go Kart Bob. Granola Grin. Zach.
Right.
Welcome to the 1500 Club, Zach. Angels Don't Fall. Needs. That's not right. It says Needs Chess. That was an autocorrect. It's not Needs Chess. It's somebody else chess. Ashley. Ryan S. Timothman. Super Mario Brothers 3. Blue Pac-Man 13. Call 40. Artsy 909. Prove You're Not a Bot. Parody Mike. Jason Jones. Heart Earth. Jared Jaguar. LVA Paul. Philofire. Jariah Carey, welcome to the 1500 Club. Spite Fairy, welcome to the 1500 Club. Melvin Yu, Siren Offspring, Level Playing Productions. I hope you come back just because of a guest. I hope you come back. Rob, did I miss anybody? Looking at the chat. Tiniest Squish, Sarah Pagey. There she is. She's been lurking.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
Let's see. Scrolling. Ann Gaynor's here. Hello, Ann Gaynor.
Don't know what it could be.
Making sure I didn't miss anyone. Last chance, guys. Going once. Going twice. All right, guys. I'm going to say sadly Karen because she may have popped in and I may have missed her. So everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you again to the people who donated tonight. We have Siren Offspring, SR. I never got a name for them. Bit of Venom, Pushin' Button 62, and FE Nation. Thank you for donating to keep the channel going, to keep the extra shows going. We really appreciate you guys. You have no idea. And we appreciate every single one of you for being here all night long for some of you. You guys are amazing. I mean, we've been going almost 8.5 hours. We will see you tonight. Thank you again to Jackie, Everjosh, Splatter, LJ, Voy. Voy was here. He was on the list, and I didn't say it because I was about to say him on the name. Sag Arm Mandela Effect. David. I know. I besides David, was there anyone else on the panel tonight? The Mind.
The Mind.
The Mind was on the panel. Anybody else? Can't think. I can't think. It's too late.
I can't either. Yeah.
I feel like somebody else was here. Noel. Noel was here.
You said Noel already.
Thank you guys for being here. I love talking while Ozzy's playing it. It's awesome. Ashley was here. Yes, Ashley was in
I
the
wonder
shout
if
out.
that song will change back and be a flip flop, and then it'll be the song that never ends again.
Oh, I wish.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will. You never know. Never know what you're gonna wake up to. But that's good news. I'm honestly, that's really good news that we shifted together. That's good news. I'm actually happy with those results.
Alex Jones is shilling vitamins. Parody Mike is in the chat. We gotta find a way to get the mind a better mic. So he's now crackly. Oh, Noise Guru was here. Noise Guru left because of the crackling.
Noise Guru left because of what?
Couldn't take the crackling. It was hurting his ears.
The crackling?
The crackling.
The pork crackling? Yum.
All right. Guys, we will see you tonight. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. Panel, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, panel.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yep.
Good night,
Thanks for being
panel
here.
of wood.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Smash the two, smash the two, smash the two, smash the two. Turn the strap up, 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 please turn it off. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I've seen the show about 1,000,000 times. Not even funny when I'm drunk or high. Why must we watch Friends?
Thanks for
Why
joining us
must we
tonight.
watch Friends?
Is that freaky?
Why must we watch Friends?
Wait a minute.
Why
Reality is
must
not
we
going to
watch
be very
Friends?
pleasant when all the good people leave.
I'm telling you now for the 100th time to change the
Isn't even close. How could you say otherwise? The land's
everybody, Hebrew 77 here.
I'm doing good. Now that I'm home and off work.
Why must we watch Friends? That laugh track is so
Welcome.
to me.
Fog that's happening over across everywhere.
No. Pastor of Muppets.
This Asian man propagate, never too late. Yes.
Working on Baby It's Cold Outside.
Part of your world, it flipped back again.
We all come from different realities, like I explained last week.
Watch TV, sit down and tackle belly. Why must we watch Friends? 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 Why must we watch Friends?